Roy Marukin. Roy. All day long, Roy.
A bullshit. A bullshit. A bullshit. A bullshit.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening, good evening. We've got a little bit of a treat for you. We're doing a VT Chronicles flashback to April 11th of 2024. What could it be? Don't cheat. Don't look it up. Don't look it up. Don't be a cheater like that. I'm working on something. So probably won't be on camera. Not like yesterday, anyway. Too much. So, as usual, please don't be shy in the comments. Comments are the best part of the show sometimes. You guys are great with the comments. So, are we ready? I might say parental guidance is suggested. Rated R plus, maybe. You guys ready? All right, already. We just started, right? Hit the likes, hit the share. Oh, you might want to share this one. Some of you may not have seen this, but some of you have. I know a lot of you have. So, without further ado, let's do this. Enjoy. I just added some new graphics to this video, to the layout. Just a coincidence that I chose this video. Yeah, I saw that she just went live literally 3 minutes ago.
Hi there, Ms. Diaz. How are you? Thank you. How's everybody doing? I'll wait just a little bit. I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. Thank you for asking. Hello to everybody. And good night to everybody that's going to sleep. Good night to everybody that's going to sleep. I had a lot of things that I had to do, and I barely was able right now to make time to continue surviving the lady that I'm surviving. That's what this is about. This is a survival page. Thank you. Thank you. Hola, Jessie, ¿cómo estás? Te miro, México. Te miro.
Fine. I just got a bunch of messages to remove the banner. Yeah, they're funny.
This video is meant to be seen later on today, Thursday. I guess I just have a bunch of haters watching me. Right? Hi there, Cassandra. Thank you. Hello. Gracias, gracias. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Gracias. Thank you. Hi there, Miss Virginia. How are you? Thank you, thank you. Hi, Miss Ida. How are you? Hello, Miss Harvey. How are you? Hello, hello. This is Vanessa Tijerina coming at you live here in the Rio Grande Valley, South Texas. I purposely dressed up. The lady that I'm surviving at the end of what I'm about to show you was comparing me to trans women. And in the same fashion in which she attempts to disparage me and humiliate me and shame me and all that, hence the dress. Hence the dress. Thank you, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Y'all have actually seen this dress before. Y'all have seen this dress because I've posted this dress on a reel. It's the one that's all over TikTok. I think the people that are the most mature, right, understand how cleavage looks different in different dresses. And I don't go out much, right? I mean, but if you're going to try to humiliate me by comparing me to a trans woman, you know, voila, right? Yeah, it's the way it's laying. It's the way it's laying. I didn't cut my hair. So let's get straight to this. In the last 2 days, I've been really defending the fact that they haven't ruled out the #1 suspect of the hate crime against me. If this is one of the first videos you're watching of mine, you might want to watch all the other preceding videos on this timeline, especially the live videos. Okay, they're very detailed. They're very detailed. You won't be lost. You won't be lost. Just watch them in chronological order. Okay?
A bullshit?
Yeah.
A bullshit? A bullshit. Bullshit.
Anyway, let's get right to it. So, I had to stand up for people that I love, my family, back almost 10 years ago. The people that were harming my kids were good old boys with the police department back then. Those same officers no longer work there. Okay. They tried to get me to shut up about asking for justice, arresting me and arresting me and arresting me and arresting me, because it was really hard to discredit me. My first arrest came when I was 37 years old. I'm 46 now. And every time they arrested me, I got louder and louder and louder, and my reach grew longer and longer and longer, and my influence was stronger and stronger and stronger, and they just didn't know what to do, so they kept maliciously prosecuting me. Okay? And along the way, as you can imagine, some people from the public thought, hey, I don't like her either, I hate her, right? And since the police are, against her, why don't we just organize a crime and get her face beaten? So they took me hostage and they beat me for 3 hours. And it was 3 hours. Okay? It was 3 hours. Alright?
A bullshit?
So,
A bullshit? A bullshit. A bullshit.
this video is going to be me defending myself and also pointing out #1 suspect behavior in the person that they never ruled out. Alright? Okay? If you all remember 2 days ago, I let you know that after that brutal, violent hate crime against me, right? A man and a woman who had already been known to hate me, one of my biggest harassers and stalkers, were at my window. And my whole point in that was to let y'all know this is not just some old jealous old lady that's just jealous. However, she would have you know that she is the epitome of beauty. I'm not kidding. And because she's the epitome of beauty, she has nothing to be jealous about. This is the same lady that after years of me going through everything, that I finally dressed up for the first time in nearly a decade. In nearly a decade. This past December, and I wore a gold dress. And she went on a full-on grown woman tantrum, going on and on and on about that gold dress. And at the end of it, she finally stated and let us all know why she was doing that, because she said, I would have looked better in that gold dress. First of all, no one asked you, and this is really crazy, and Raymondville PD, that's #1 suspect behavior. Yeah. When someone has a hate crime against them, and that person is calling one of her assailants, knows how tall one of her assailants is, and states that if she had a conversation with that assailant, that assailant would call her aunt in Spanish. And on top of that, she shows a level of hate and jealousy. It would make sense to the regular person off the street. That's the #1 person on the planet who would want to tear her face off. Right? Thank you. Thank you. Oh my goodness, Joanna. I love you. Thank you. She says, I'm sorry I judged you. Don't do that. You're going to make me cry. Don't do that. You don't know what it's like for somebody that's neurodivergent, like me, that has a different mind like me, that has been attacked by white ladies. And when somebody like that from a demographic that has attacked me so much finally understands me, it feels, I'm very grateful. Thank you. Thank you. So, not that I want to dress like this, right? But at the end of the video that I'm going to show you, you're gonna know why I dress like this. You're gonna know why I dress like this. Okay, so if anybody's judging me, and you know what? There may be ladies that like to go live that just dress like this without having a reason. That's their business. You all know it never gets this formal for me. But like I said, if you're going to be comparing me and trying to shame me by comparing me to a trans woman, to a woman that was born a man, okay, well, here you go. All right. Jaime, it's really important that you're here because she played a piece of the video of one of your shows, and she did not play the rest of it. So you know what? Let's just go ahead and do this. All right. Let's do this. I'm gonna have to fast forward a lot, but y'all, I look at how much. Oh my goodness, this is the way that she mirrors me, the way that I know that she was at my window, the way that I see things, and the way that I feel law enforcement should be. Hey, let's at least rule her out. Let's at least rule her out. Let's at least rule out the one person in all of America that would have the most motive to want to tear her face off her face. Because to this day and in this video, she even goes on to still state, I'm not even kidding, she goes on to state, this is a real beating. This woman's face actually had broken bones. This evil woman doesn't understand. There are some human beings that are targeted by people like you in this world. And some of them are blessed enough to have a higher power with them to protect them. And you may have such a small mind, or you may just be so evil that you do not want to admit that your target is divinely protected, that you are blinded to the possibility that that is the reason why all of the stomping on my face, all of the hitting, all of everything they did to my face didn't cause one broken bone, one loose tooth, nothing that you wanted so badly to happen. Okay? All right. Here we go. I want you to see how y'all, look at the way she mirrors me. Look at this. I can't see what you sent me because it's going to mess up the video. Hold on. Oh, here we go. Oh. Look at how, look at her face. She's so bothered. And let me point out, no matter how much you want to you will never give the same effect. You won't. And that's one of the reasons that it bothers you. Because God gave you that face. That has nothing to do with me. Nothing at all. But just so you know, when you do that, it looks freakish. Because it doesn't match. It just doesn't match. Hey, El Paso, I love you. Thank you, Janelle. She says, hi, my... you don't know how much bullshit I get from
Yeah, the graphics. I was playing with graphics some of the day, and
she says,
they
hi,
came
my
up with
love,
that.
my lovely husband. Hi,
And I
hi, my
swear on
lovely
a stack of
hubby,
Bibles,
I
it was a
from El Paso,
coincidence
Coach
that this
Elian.
video
Hope you
randomly
remember us.
picked this
Please send
video.
a prayer up for my hubby. He's having a third biopsy. Y'all, send prayers to
Oh
Miss
my
Janelle
goodness.
Jennings Elmore. On Monday and his first chemo treatment on Wednesday. Can you all please send her prayers? Both her and her husband dedicated themselves to a very noble profession. That's the least that we can do. All right. Thank you.
Well,
All
at least
right,
the
here we
eyes are not
go.
looking down.
So if you all remember, well, let's just, here you go. Jaime, please stay on because your live video is in here. Watch. Let me just go straight to...
Son unos pinches vice grips a la verga. Y ya, yo quiero ver your business. It was just a world for concern. I had 1224.
She wanted to, first of all, prime suspect behavior. I told all of you that in the next few days, she was going to demonstrate a level of prime suspect behavior that you wouldn't even think somebody would be creative enough to even write it as fiction. Mm-hmm. So, she went to the police department and she wanted to ask, like if she didn't know, she wanted to ask, how many calls were made the day that I was beaten? And I also want to know, why wasn't she asked it? Why wasn't she made to how did they know that, like, right off the bat? They just told you whatever so that you could go away. You need to make a public records request, which is what I'm going to make now, because that's what this prompted me to do. So I'm going to debunk all that. I want to know how many calls came in, because I've already been told how many calls came in. That day. How did people know to call in? Oh, because the man that created her personality and who she was friends with, which she'll explain here in this video right now to you, he coincidentally, but he had nothing to do with my beating, nothing at all. He just coincidentally received a screen recording of me being beaten, and him stating, Vanessa Tijerina is being beaten right now. She's been taken hostage. Yeah, guys, yeah. Before the police knew. That's actually what prompted people to call the police, and also people that were around the other people who were on the live stream, because there was 3 cameras, remember, 2 recording on either side and 1 right in front of me for the best view. For the best view of all the violence. Yeah, this was a whole planned thing. Yes. But the district attorney did not care what IP addresses were connected to the live stream. Like if that didn't matter. Like if none of that mattered. So instead, all she did was prosecute the young adults that were in the room. I'm not kidding. It's the truth. Yeah. So she goes over there today and they just tell her, without her making a public records request, right? As to the actual call log, right? And so they tell her just 1 call came in. That's not true. Okay. And they tell her what time. But the thing is, she went in there with a motive because she was recording the interaction. Because she was going to play it just like she did here. So that she can be like, you see, this is how much I didn't know what was going on. Okay? Oh, this isn't just mean. This is criminal. This is bad. This is criminal. This is criminal.
Right, at 12:22, but on 12:24 of 2020. Wow. I can't. I don't know if these are yesterday's también. Before 10 a.m. that morning, right after 9:30, I was at the post office. So I went at 10, I drove over there. None of it matters. I got all my shit straight. That's what Mitch wants to change her narrative. Well, nothing. So she says that none of my time getting up and going to the post office, okay, does not equal to having your shit straight. Not even a little bit. How the fuck? Not even a little
I'll tell you how the fuck. I'll tell you how the fuck. I'll tell you how the fuck. I'll tell you. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because all you had to do, remember, my strongest assailant was somebody that you said that if you have a conversation with her today, she's going to say, hey, Thea. Did you tell the district attorney that? That you were so close and had such a close relationship with my number 1 assailant. That's the one that's doing 15 years. The rest are doing 8 and 10. Oh.
So doing 15 years because of other charges that they had. Not 15 years for this incident. There were other charges that she had. She was a repeat offender, and so this was not good on her resume, and that's why she got a longer sentence. Just to be clear.
Who do we got here? One second. Let me just deal with these, you know. One second. Oh, this one? This Holly Zimmerman? She has been hating me. She's my newest hater. Why'd you hide all your pictures? I already got all your pictures. Before you did that, before you changed your settings. I already got all your pictures. Because I was going to make a reel about you. Just so you know. So she's the one that's in the white shirt. Don't be fooled that she's the younger one or the other one. No. You see, what you see in that profile picture is why she's here hating. Holly Zimmerman, you should leave. You should leave before I show them all the other pictures that you didn't know that I still had. Okay? All right. Okay? Yeah. All right. Here we go. So, she wants us to believe, well, I had gone to the post office and this and none of that matters. You see, these people were trying to get me to go to them. Here we go. Is this crazy lady? I just want to know if it's the same crazy lady. Because, man, if it's still you, that's some crazy shit. That's some crazy shit. I just want to know if it's... Irma Gomez, are you a hater? Holly Zimmerman, do you want to go live? What do you mean I can dish it out? I don't know who you are. I have no idea who you are. You saw me somewhere on the internet. You came and you sought me out to my social media space. I dished nothing out to you. No, ma'am. What you are not going to be able to take is when I show everybody what you really look like. And I have a feeling that you're my age as well. I was born in 1978. Because I saw, I was like, it was a joke. I was like, oh, I gasped when I got to the picture of you and your husband. He's very good looking, by the way. And so were you. Once upon a time. You see, it's not my fault that the universe decided to age you the way that the universe aged you. That's your fault for being a jerk. You do that. When people choose to be mean like that, they do it to their own selves. Oh, honey, that if you're younger than me, sweetheart, that's not a flex for you. That's not a flex for you, sweetheart. I would have kept that information to myself. You're just like the lady that this video is about. You are exactly like her. All of you hateful ass women cannot stand me, not because I did anything to you, but because me existing, just me existing, makes you feel less than you want to feel. I'm not the one that caused that hurt in your life. I didn't do that to you. Honey, you don't look like you just lost 75 pounds. You look like you gained them from before. But either way, I'm going to block you now. Okay? I'm going to block you now. Alright? She says, I am beautiful. 3 exclamation marks. I'm much prettier than you. I'm sure your husband thinks so. I'm sure your husband thinks so. You know what? You're real lucky. You are really, really lucky, because that's a handsome man. That is a handsome man. I bet you every day you're like, please don't leave me. Because I bet you there are so many women out there that can treat him much better than you. I'm being serious. I'm being serious. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. You know what you can do with that middle finger, right? Okay. Bye-bye. Yeah. Bye. Bye. And she's a diamond follower. What a hate watcher. Anyway, back to this other lady that's exactly like her. Imagine Holly Zimmerman having the means to get my face torn off my face. That's the same hateful energy. She is states away from me. This old evil lady is not. No. So, this woman wants us to believe that she didn't know anything about what was going on. Yes, you did. If my theory is correct, you absolutely knew, because everybody knew, because there's no way that everybody was going to tune into a live video. As many people, one person that tuned in had an entire audience behind them. Just one of the people tuned into the live video, and that was one of them. All of these people knew that this was going to happen. But they thought that it was going to happen the night before. That's why these people kept hounding my phone, trying to get me to go to them. We have to tell you something very important. Your life's in danger. Somebody's trying to hurt you. We can't tell you over the phone. We're just trying to help you. Yeah. And at the end of this video, I'm going to... Everything that she has said that's inappropriate, that is number one suspect behavior, she repeats in tonight's video of hers. All right, here we go. So it doesn't matter that you were at the post office. That doesn't mean anything. That's why you need to be ruled out. In a little bit, you're going to hear her say, how can I be ruled out if I was never ruled in? She's not very smart. That's the whole point. That's the whole point. That's what rule her out means, that you were never considered a suspect. That means I am asking for you to be considered a suspect to be ruled out. You don't need to remind us that you were never ruled in. That's not a thing, by the way. You were never considered a suspect, but because the prosecution didn't want to give the Nesati Harina the necessary level of justice, and by virtue of not giving me the necessary level of justice, she put the public in danger.
So you got to remember, the burden of proof is on the prosecution. Ophelia doesn't need to prove a goddamn thing one way or the other. Excuse my French, and I don't mean to use that language with the Lord. But Ophelia doesn't got to do a friggin' thing at all whatsoever. And if the attorneys and police and detectives are not doing it, they mean that's because there's nothing there to go for. That's why they are or have ruled her out. Comprende? Capiche?
Because there's probably 6 or 7 other dark tetrads with criminal minds that have the ability to organize hateful, violent crimes against other people. And because that district attorney chose to give me the minimum level of justice, she put the public in danger. The most violent ones were not the ones that were in the room. Those were the most impressionable ones. Those were the most vulnerable ones. Those were the ones that had issues going on with them. Those were the ones that had diagnoses. Those were the ones that had other substance abuse issues. Those were the ones whose minds were not formed yet. No. The biggest criminals were the ones that the district attorney failed to identify as possible suspects and rule them out, as any other prudent and diligent district attorney in the United States would have done.
Not even a little.
Notice all the laughing, right? Because by the time she's making this, even though she's going to maintain her, I haven't been proven wrong, and at one point she's going to say, okay, I assumed wrong. After she said I lied and changed my story about the circumstances involving them coming up to my window. She says that here. But she says it in the way that I just explained. You'll see. But through this entire thing, no, we're just going to laugh about it. We're going to laugh about it because if I laugh about it, right? And no, I'm the victim, first of all. And the majority of my viewers are reasonable, logical, and practical human beings. They are nothing like the supporters on her page that are the most hateful and vile of our population. You all are different than those people. You all do not have the ability to be manipulated by laughter like this. All of this, everything that she displays here is number one suspect behavior, exactly the way that I stated. Why don't I shut up about it? Because it's...
She forgot to say an Indian about her audience.
My life. Because there was people that organized a crime, a violent crime against me. One of them is this woman that I believe had everything to do with it. And the fact that she continues to be bothered that I had no broken bones, I have an issue with that. I have an issue with that. Because she is the kind of dark, evil mind that will not stop any attempt until she finally gets the outcome that she wants, which is not the outcome that she thought was going to happen. So she wants us to believe that she was doing all these other things, and that means that she was not on the phone organizing things. And, you know, if they look into it, her and John Allen and Frank Marr and Lupe Olivares and all kind of other people, were all talking and all, you know, there was a whole traffic, a whole network of things. None of that matters, right? All that matters. That's the number one thing that matters. You see, none of that occurred on the day of the beating, but all of that is the most important thing to get down to the root of what actually happened to me and how it was organized. Number one suspect behavior.
Esta es la burra que dice que the grass is blue. Keep that in mind. Somebody that's gonna go to jail. I see you a couple of years from better. That way they know what they're gonna get. I'm gonna go to jail. It's a little mice. Some men don't care, Pepper School. You're right. Some men don't care. You know, some men don't care where they get money to go put their little wiener inside of anybody. Shit, if you want to give them
It bothered her. Watch, she didn't want anybody to hear me say this.
Because I'm so ugly. All right, who cares? No, not my business. I don't want to watch, guys, because I don't want to see anybody's butt face. Some people be like, don't the bounty hunter.
This is the beginning of her shaming my cleavage. She doesn't want to see my butt cleavage. This lady, I guess, doesn't understand because at the end, you're going to see the same outcome with the gold dress. It's like, why is she going on and on about the gold dress? And at the very end, she's like, I would have looked better in the gold dress. Psycho. Well, I'm not kidding. She says the same thing about my breasts. At the end of this, the same thing. The same thing. Constantly, she's comparing her private parts to mine. Comparing her breasts to mine. I'm not even kidding. But none of that matters, right? None of that matters, right? None of it. It is so clear that this woman literally wants to swap destinies with me. And if she cannot swap destinies with me, and if she cannot get the attention that I get, then she does not want me to exist. And if I exist, I must exist in a broken, damaged state. I must exist with not this face like this. One of the callers during this video, her name is Kay. She's one of those haters like this one that came here that I survived 2 summers ago. I'm not kidding. Some random hateful lady that all of a sudden started to hate me. She sees this woman, she goes and she joins forces with her. That woman is exactly the same energy as her. To such a degree that she was in there making her little TikTok saying, I've been through the same thing. Ma'am, and then she shows pictures of her face bruised. Those bruises were caused by an accident where you were the driver. That was not caused by a hate crime. And what does that have anything to, that does not validate your hate towards me. No. 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 Every single person that's on her page is a discarded, defeated hater that came over here and did not get the outcome that they wanted with me.
Waited 2 years. I heard on Facebook. I just heard that. Oh. Somebody wanted a house with running water. So someone fell for the damsel in distress, hook, line, and sinker. Then he got tired of showering and dumped the 2-inch hole. Not only that, I'll tell you guys what, Spring. Make it about sex and jokes. This is a wrong. Let's make it about Ay, cállate los hocico.
She didn't like it. You see, as soon, did you hear me? You all saw that live video. She didn't like it when she loved hearing herself. Did you see how proud she was listening to herself? And all of a sudden, I let her know what a dumbass she is because I tell y'all, you see how she makes everything about sex and jokes? Let's make everything about sex and jokes. And all of a sudden, she gets annoyed and wants to stop the video.
Jose, I have a video where she says, where is that video where she said, this one, guys, I need you guys to listen to this one. I told the story tens of times. Do I need to make sure that I go back to all my live videos. You do. Go back. And make sure that the date is included.
You're gonna look stupid right now.
You do. Every time. Do it. I have stated the exact. Because you did it. You're a liar. The exact way. You're a liar. All those times. Go back and bring it forward. It's wrong. Because I will.
On April the 9th, I clearly stated, you stood on top of an air conditioner. It's the exact same story that I have always told. The police, when they came here that night, they assessed the area and they did see the aircon on the floor, and they did state, because somebody else was here and heard them, and they did tell that person, it does look like somebody was standing on top of here. And then when they went to the back, they saw the trail through the tall grass, because at that time the grass was taller. So by virtue of these heathens walking over the grass, they made a trail where they made the grass lie down. So that was noted as well, by the way. Why doesn't she give up already? This is my damn life. This is a woman that up until tonight, has to go and peruse the internet to find a picture of a woman who was truly beaten. Look, this woman was really for real beaten. She had broken bones, implying Vanessa Tijerina's hate crime doesn't matter because she didn't have any broken bones to this day. That's why the fuck I don't shut up about this. And that's why I won't.
Do it! I challenge you to do it! My story has never changed. Your story changes every 2 days, so do it. Never. She had me on live. You know that then she has to adjust her time frame and adjust my time frame? Yes, you do. Oh, we're going back to the day that I was beaten. Yes, you did. Prior to them coming to my window. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Wait, guys. No. An entire region of Texas. An entire region. Saw this shit go down.
Jokes.
Between 10:30 and 1 o'clock. An entire region of Texas knows.
Do you know that at this point she knows that it already happened? She already knows by this time that it happened between 10:30 and 1. And do you still see her shaking her head when I say that? That is how much there's something going on in that mind that is not good. Because by this point, she already knows that we know that she knows. And she still shakes her head.
That the police were actively looking for me during the middle of the day at high noon. So she knew it. Boom.
No, there's no
She
boom.
knew.
There's no boom there. There's no boom. Look at how manipulative she is. She's about to be like, aha! No, this is not an aha moment. But watch her try. This is why I don't give up. Because all of this is only the person that is the number one suspect on the planet of a crime would be doing this regarding that crime.
Real quick, Vanessa just got done with her live a little while ago. About 5 minutes ago, 6 minutes ago. And she said she's gone for a couple of months. She's gone for a couple of months. So in Vanessa time, what is that? Let's see. A couple of months is going to be about a half a day. Maybe a half a day. Maybe a full day. We'll give her a full day.
That is the only person that would be doing this.
Then it was high noon because the first and only call was made at 12:22. I didn't know that. How the fuck was I gonna know that? She had me
She
on.
knew.
She was live and she was watching my show. Oh, ma'am.
Good night,
It did
Mandy.
not happen between 1 and 5 a.m. I don't know. I wasn't there.
Then why did you tell people? Do you remember, y'all? Do y'all remember her saying like it was true? She didn't say like maybe. No, she says this bitch is lying. This happened between 1 and 5 a.m. This bitch is lying. That's how she said it. She said it exactly like that. Number one suspect behavior. This is number one suspect behavior. Number one suspect behavior.
When are you going to rule her out?
Whatever.
Here we go.
Alright. Why is she saying?
Here we go. Why is she saying for them to rule me out when I was never ruled in? She's not smart enough to understand. That's what that means.
No, this one's not smart enough to understand that they talked to her and that was them ruling her out. So she's ruled out. That's it. Simple. I mean, these are basics of life. There's nothing complicated here. This is not, you don't have to go to law school for this. This is textbook procedure. Ask a few questions. If it's pretty obvious they were not involved, all right, sorry to bother you. Have a nice day. End of story.
Literally, that's what that means. Rule her out means she was never considered. The person that is dumb is not me. The person that is dumb is you for thinking that you could get away with this. The person that is dumb is you for thinking that nobody was ever going to put all of this together. The person that is dumb is you for not realizing that what you are so mad about right now is literally the rest of the population, in other words, other than you, understands that your people are too polite. Your evil people are too polite to their evil leader to tell them, you're a dumbass. That's what she means, is that you were never ruled in. To use your words. To say rule her out means you were never ruled in. But we're not going to tell you that shit because you have provided us a nice place. We really like it here. We can hate on her here with no fear of anything. So we're just going to be quiet. Yeah. You don't believe me? Look at her get mad. Because she does not understand. She doesn't understand because she's not smart enough to understand. Rule her out means you were never ruled in, to use your words. But she's not smart enough to understand that.
Raymondville PD, when are you going to rule her out? Bitch, I've never been ruled in. Listen to this, guys. You guys have got to listen to this. Her out. Raymondville PD, when are you going to rule her out? I was never ruled in. How the
Exactly. Exactly. I get it. We all know that you think that you are more capable than you really are. That's the thing. That's the difference between a narcissistic person and a person that demonstrates authentic confidence. The confidence that you see in me matches my ability. The confidence that the world sees in me matches my ability and my capabilities. You know that when you see me, that's a quote unquote, to use your words, that's a bitch who you know that confidence matches what she's capable of doing. With a narcissist like her, it is false confidence. It is false confidence. That's why she's able to attract the lesser thinkers, because they are fooled by this, and they are fooled by the confidence, and so they feel that the confidence matches her capability. They do not understand that they're following somebody that does not rise to her fake confidence. And this right here is one of those examples. She's not smart. This is a woman whose confidence is not a measure of her capability. Whose confidence is not a measure of her ability as a human. And in fact, it is a fake facade. It's not real.
Fuck! Is Raymondville PD gonna rule me out? Can somebody explain, please? Explain it to me as if I was four.
The drama. The theatrics.
Oh, that's freaking hilarious for this one to say the drama, the theatrics, really? If you could only see, 7 or 8 months later, what it would be like. Oh, that's rich. Her talking about theatrics.
It's all a pattern in practice. It's all a pattern in practice. You can tell that she has done this. She has been in hot water in her life all her life. You can tell all her life she's been in hot water. And amongst people who have been involved in the situations that she is, they're watching her and she has to get out of hot water, but most of those people are not very smart. So as long as you play around and you become a clown, she's been able to get out of those situations. Let me deflect from the seriousness of this, right? This bitch is actually making some sense. Instead, let me act like a clown for you. Let me now perform for you.
Explain it to me como I gonna get ruled out porque I was never ruled in. Como? Como they gonna rule me out? Como? Yo nunca tuve rule in. Como they gonna rule me out? Can somebody please tell me her 3-hour meeting that went from 11:30 to 1? The call was made at 12:22. So they had already beat her by then. Remember, the room was either rented again at 11. She was already in the room. Ask. But my whole thing is,
She says some very
she wants
interesting things.
Raymondville PD to rule me out. Her assailants would have given you up real quick. I see you.
No, ma'am.
So
No. This is Raymondville, Texas. My assailants were young adults. This is not Princeton. This is not New Jersey. My assailants lived different circumstances than, say, young adults their age entering an Ivy League school. My assailants did not graduate high school. My assailants were afflicted with serious substance abuse issues. My assailants did not have their cognitive functioning formed. My assailants probably didn't have the level of IQ necessary, and because they were not in the best state that they could be in, which is why they took advantage of them. And this lady is highly manipulative. If this woman has had nearly 70 years of experience manipulating full-grown adults that are much smarter and wiser than those young people in that room, then there is a high probability that she was able to finesse all of this without them even knowing that they were finessed. That's what grooming is. That's why you have grooming. You don't have no idea that you're being groomed. That's why this woman, likely the girl that was giving the orders to beat me, had a personal thing. And I'm sure this lady had a few discussions with her and stoked those embers of hate. We're supposed to believe that this woman who says that if she has a conversation today with my number one assailant, that my number one assailant will call her auntie. Why would she call you auntie? Why? Why would she be so comfortable calling you that? Because for all this time, this woman has been making it seem like, well, I didn't talk, and I didn't have any kind of connection to any of those people.
How is Raymondville PD going to rule me out of something that I was never ruled in?
That's
my question.
that's the point, but you don't understand.
Nintendo? I was never ruled in.
Yeah.
I'm not part of that fucking equation.
That's why. That's
the people that were ruled in are in prison.
no, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. They're not.
And to this I say again, as I've said before, don't you think those people that were accused, that were found guilty, that were sentenced, don't you think if they were paid, or if there were others involved aside from their own little inner circle, that they would have told the police something and said, oh yeah, I got paid $300 from so-and-so, or we got paid $1,000 by so-and-so? Of course they would. Because the mentality is, A, well, I'm going to give up the name, because I don't want to go away for 15 years or 10 years or 8 years, whatever. Or B, if I'm going down, I'm taking everybody else with me. If I get busted, well, then this dude or this woman who paid me, $1,000 for this, they're going to go down too. But that never happened. Not even a hint of it. And none of this bull crap. Oh, well, they're not snitches. No way. This is not the friggin' mafia. There's no omerta here. If these people could have cut their time down in half or something else, or something to sweeten up their deal, they would have gave up anybody who directed them or paid them or whatever. But it didn't happen because there was nobody else involved except those people that were in the room, in that motel room that morning. Period. And I'm being serious.
Why is the case open? Why? Why is there somebody that didn't show up for sentencing?
So the case is open because of Ariel. She's on the run. But the investigation is over. The investigation is over. The investigation is the reason they know Ariel is supposed to be put away. Some judge in Corpus, she was in custody. Judge released her. Oh, and now they're saying, oh, he said, I believe, oh, she's a danger to society. We know she needs to be brought back. Oh, so now she's a danger to society. This one just does not want to accept the facts and the reality. Frankly, like I said before, I think she enjoys it. I think she enjoys all this.
If somebody didn't show up for sentencing and there's an active felony warrant, what does that mean? That means that the words coming out of your mouth right here are lies.
She's I don't even think she's convinced herself. I think she hates Ophelia so much she just wants to take her down. She doesn't like being made fun of, so she's going to take her down. Or she doesn't like the way Ophelia says whatever she says about her, so she wants to take her down. Like I said, it's a cat fight, bit of a cat fight.
That means that no, not everybody is in prison. Which means that the case is still open. But other than that, no. My fight for justice is for people that had every motive, more motive than the people in the room to harm me, to be ruled out. What's the big deal? What's the big deal? What is the big deal? For the sake of justice, for the sake of protecting the public and ensuring that 7 or 8 people did not get away with something so horrific, which means that they're never going to be caught and they have the potential to make other victims. Even for that reason, what's the problem? Why be so bothered to be ruled out? Why? Robin Brooks says, was the person that called and lured you there one of the people that beat you up? Yes, she was my strongest assailant. Yes. She's the one that she calls Amanda. She's the one that she refers to in just a little bit as being short and then begins to shame me for not hitting her when my arms were either tied down or pinned down. My arms were never free. There was one point when my arms were free when they had me in the bathroom. When they put a pillowcase over my head. And they were taking selfies with me with the pillowcase over my head.
Jesus Christ.
Why is she so bothered?
It's like talking to that fucking donkey in front of the king.
She says it's like talking to a donkey because donkeys are stubborn. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yes. This is my life. This is my life. This is my life. You are bothered that my bones were not broken in my face. To such a degree that on this day, you go and you look for a picture of a woman whose face was actually had her bones broken to tell people this is a real crime. I will never shut up about this. Ever.
I'm not gonna agree with you. Fuck you. You're gonna come over here and tell me to my face. Tell me to my face.
First of all, no ma'am. I have never known who you were. You're just like all your other haters and all the hateful people that came here, that were the lady that was here in this video and anybody else that may come over here. I don't need to go to you. You've been to my window. You know how to get into my backyard. You're not invited. But if you want a confrontation, you can get into my backyard. You're not invited. But if you want a confrontation, you can get into my backyard. I'm not recovering right now.
You know, guys, I've never seen her at HEB. I have never.
Isn't that strange that all of a sudden she says, you know what, I've never seen her at HEB. Why would she go from having a tantrum to suddenly saying, you know, I've never seen her at HEB? Can anybody guess why she would have done that? She's already thinking of a way to access me. She's too stupid to realize she shouldn't have even said that right now. Out of the blue, she goes from being enraged to, you don't believe me? Look, watch. But I'm not supposed to be worried, right? Oh my, right? This is nothing to worry about right here, right?
Seen her at HEB. I have never. And I am not part of that fucking equation that is already closed. The people that were ruled in are in prison. Snapea, culera, snapea. Jesus Christ. You know, it's like talking to that fucking donkey in front of the king. I'm not gonna agree with you. Fuck you. You're gonna come over here and tell me to my face. Tell me to my face. You know, guys, I've never seen her at HEB. I have never seen her at HEB.
What does that have to do with this conversation?
Never. But I do wish some people would tell me to my face.
No, look at you. Look at you. That literally revealed that she wants a confrontation to occur. She is too simple-minded to understand that she just revealed how she is desperate to have a confrontation. Yes. If you want a confrontation, you are not invited to my property, but you know the way into the backyard. We all know you've been here before, right? If you want a confrontation, okay? You know the means. All right, but you're not invited. But if a confrontation is what you seek, I will deal with that confrontation when you make it happen, right?
But in my opinion, and this is all satire and just for entertainment purposes only, Beto lies. Beto lies. In my opinion, there are a lot of people out there on social media that have to lie for views and they have to lie for
yeah, you're one. Yes, you're one of them. Yes.
I was never ruled in. I was never part of this equation. You know, I see you, Draco does listen better. I need bigger bandies. By the way, your hand gestures are not right. Time in and tell Dr. Del Rey says hello. Oh, yeah, you're telling her. Yes. I have no idea why some people find, like I said, it has to do with being a pathological liar.
No.
It does.
No. The pathological liar is you. In this video, as we're going to see right now, it's going to demonstrate another example of you being a pathological liar. I have not been discredited. No. If anything, my life is a testament to how everybody called me a liar. And as time went by, nobody ever said anything when it was proven that I wasn't a liar. That's the life I have to live. Not only was I victimized and I was forced to become a survivor, liar, 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 liar. And then I'm proven not to be a liar, and nobody ever says we were wrong. No.
A bullshit?
No.
A bullshit? A bullshit. A bullshit.
She's gonna lie. Ya supe, mi chula, gracias. I'm gonna lie. Pero cambiaron la plática y dijeron que los aires estaban en el suelo. Wow.
This is where she said, because somebody told her, somebody must have told her on her comments, did you see where she went live? Did you see, where she said that like basically the videos that you did, which is number one suspect behavior, by the way, going to 3 air conditioners, and then you're there barely putting your leg, barely picking it up. That's because you're already on a ladder and you're barely picking it up to put it on the air conditioner when no one said you put it on the air conditioner. But I want to point out that she's barely, she says, I can barely do that. When we've all seen her in her bravado, in her manic state, pick her leg up to show how flexible she is. Because she wants everybody to see how she can lift her legs up in the air. Right? But when she's trying to prove Vanessa wrong, I can't, you guys. You see, I can't do it. I can't. Well, first of all, nobody said that you did that. This is just more of your theatrics. This is where she says, they tell her, and she has to start admitting that she assumed wrong. No, she didn't assume wrong. You all saw the video that I showed you. She straight up, like the truth, she said it like it was the truth. No, Vanessa, you lied. Your story has always changed. Watch.
Ella nunca dijo que el aire estaba puesto.
She never said that the aircon was turned on. Literally the night before. The night before she went to those 3 air conditioners of her neighbors, I stated, I heard you and Lupe outside my window. I turned my air conditioner off. That implies that the window unit was on if I turned it off. And then I said when I turned it off, I did not walk away. And that's when the two of you started laughing and whispering and talking to each other. And that's when I knew that it was you two.
A bullshit? A bullshit? A bullshit. A bullshit.
No, that's when I actually got validation for certain. Because I had already been hearing you for like 10 or 15 minutes before I was like, you know what, just turn off the aircon. It took me a little while. It really did. I will say that much.
You know, Pinocchio, Every time, he told a lie, his nose would extend, right? I think her boobs get bigger. The more she's been lying and lying and lying more, it's gotten worse and worse. The boobies are like expanding to epic proportions. I'm serious.
But y'all were out there for a good little bit. Well, that's what she's going to say. I didn't record her because I was on the phone with someone else saying, look, I don't know what's going to happen with my life right now. Right? Just stay on the phone with me, and if anything happens, please call 911. So right now when she gets angry and says, where was your fucking phone? And that moment, I was 2 weeks away from suffering some of the worst PTSD a human can suffer after being taken hostage for 3 hours and being beaten on her face. The choices of a person like that are going to be very different than from a person who has never survived that. Look, she takes it wrong. Watch.
So somebody just asked her, come again? Did that bitch just tell you to go fuck yourself? Yeah, she did. I did.
No, dumbass. No, dumbass. No, dumbass. No, simpleton. No, ma'am. I did not say, excuse me? Did you just insult me? That's not why I said, excuse me. I said, excuse me, because you lied about the events that I stated, that you said I did not state.
A bullshit? A bullshit? A bullshit? A bullshit?
That's what I said, excuse me about. That you're not smart. And any chance to demonstrate your fake bravado is what you're going to do, which is what you're going to do right now. It's like what I told y'all last night. These kind of dark tetrads, these kind of dark triads, these kind of psychopathic, Machiavellian, narcissistic, sadistic people, that's the kind of behavior they display. They get really, really brave online. But she wasn't going to jump my fence by herself. She knew not to do that. You knew not to do that. Right? You knew not to do that. You knew to bring a man who has a history of violence against women. You knew enough not to bring your dumb ass into my yard by yourself. You knew that. You knew that. Look at you. Yeah, you knew that. Uh-huh, you sure enough. Mm-hmm.
I did. I told her, chingas a tu madre, culera. I did. And I'll say it again. And what about it?
No, what was all this bravery when you showed up in my yard with a man instead of by yourself? You see, meta verga energy means that when you're going to do that, you're not going to bring a man with you because you're the meta verga. You're the big Billy badass. And a big Billy badass is not going to bring a man who has a history of violence against women. No, you're going to come by yourself. By yourself. And you didn't. You're no badass.
Porque la que puede, puede. Y dijo Cordova, the honorable Judge Cordova.
Theatrics.
There is freedom of speech. So fuck you, bitch. I heard she intimidates people. Well, a mí me hace intimidate pura verga. Mira, right here, pa' abajo, chingón. A mí.
Oh, no, ma'am. What did I read to y'all? Right? Psychology Today stated that in the research that came back regarding online trolls, that the number one thing that stood out was the psychopathy and the sadistic tendencies. She's constantly sexually inappropriate. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. I'm not going to be putting my mouth on your breasts. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No. Not if, no. No. Not even if they cooked them. And I had to resort to cannibalism. And we were in the, we crashed in the Andes or something. No. Not even then. I'd rather starve. No, not even roasted and toasted would I even put those pieces of cooked breasts in my mouth. No, ma'ams. Not even then. No. And most certainly nothing between your legs. No, ma'am. No. No.
Mama lo trailó para abajo where she likes to be at. She said, oh.
You want me there because you're obsessed.
She's fine. She's fine. All of a sudden she's changing her story. How am I changing my story? She never said that there was an air conditioner on the floor. You did. You changed your story. I've always said. Guys. That she stood on the air conditioner. She blocked you, Cinder. Como quiera, you can still see her, even if she blocked you. I know you can, not on Facebook. Shit. On Facebook you can't. You're right. Didn't she change her story? Wasn't it always?
Oh, no. Do you see that? Yes, you did change your story. And then all of a sudden, like a little wabbit. All of a sudden. Didn't she change her story? That's who you really are. The unsure, insecure, not really knowing, that's your true self. Right there. What you displayed 2 seconds before that was your fake self.
Here's where I want you guys to pay close attention to something. Here's where she says that she's always said that the air conditioner was on the floor. But then she says the air conditioner was on. So listen to this.
Everybody who has followed me from the very beginning of all of this has known. When I tell this story, there are 2 air conditioners mentioned. A working air conditioner, which I turn off, and a non-working, non-functioning air conditioner, which was on the floor, on the ground, outside. My story has never changed.
I have never failed to say that she stood on the air conditioner that was on the floor.
Look here,
And then she says,
do you see her mouth? Do you see the corners of her mouth? I am big on micro expressions. Do you see the corners of her mouth? That shows she knows in that moment she is defeated. Watch. Watch.
see my story. She never said that there was an air conditioner on the floor. You did. You changed your story. I've always said. Guys.
Watch.
She blocked you, Cinder. Como quiera, you can still see her, even if she blocked you. I know you can, not on Facebook. Shit. On Facebook, you can't. You're right. Didn't she change her story? Wasn't it always? Here's where I want you guys to pay close attention to.
Look at the corners of her mouth.
Here's
Watch.
where she says that she's always said that the air conditioner was on the floor. But then she says the air conditioner was on. So listen to this. Before. I have never failed.
Watch.
To say
Look at the corners of her mouth.
the air conditioner that was on the floor.
Right,
And
right
then
there.
she says, she never said that the air conditioner wasn't on. I don't know why she said that. Listen to this. Because every time I've told the story, I have stated the air conditioner was on. I turned it off. I didn't walk away. So if the air conditioner was on her window, or the air conditioner was on the one that was on the floor.
Se está haciendo pendeja. That's what you call acting like a babe in the woods. Oh my goodness. I don't know where I'm at. I'm lost. Se está haciendo pendeja.
On the ground. Which one was on? The one in her window, guys?
You have to... Wait. Like, if we didn't know up until this point that she was full of shit, right? The fact that she even... That statement right there lets us know that she's full of shit. Which one was on, guys? The one in the window or the one on the ground outside? I thought you were a smart one. I thought you were a fuckster. A fuckster would know. A true fuckster would know. That's not fuckster energy.
Wait, fuckster. That's not what a fuckster would do. That's not fuckster energy. I think I like that word.
She's always said that I was on top of that air conditioner on her window.
No, ma'am.
Can anybody...
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. There's no fucking way I would ever say that you were on top of that air conditioner, because when I remodeled that back bedroom, I purposely made it so it's not easy to peek into the windows to ensure privacy. There ain't no fucking way that I would even claim that a 7-foot tall man put his leg up on the aircon. But she's trying to...
I just saw that comment about you're too busy looking at her microaggressions, and it's, I was going to say something. It's like she must really be analyzing all these videos for her to sit there and notice something like that. I mean, you can really say obsessed much.
Smoke and mirrors the whole situation. All of this is number one suspect behavior, because no one is going to try this hard to act this stupid to confuse anybody that will give her any of their time, unless you are the person that's behind the very thing they're saying you did to them.
I wonder if that means like fuckery. When they say there's some fuckery going on over here. I wonder.
Anybody else would have been like, Vanessa's crazy. I didn't do that shit, and never talked about it again. They wouldn't care. They wouldn't care. First of all, I wouldn't be doing this to anybody. It's because I know that this is true. That's why I'm willing to take a lie detector test, not for the courts. Not for the courts. That would be awesome, because it would be part of my book. I even took a lie detector test to prove to my audience. I'm not lying. I'm not lying.
Tell me why this lady is trying to change the story. So now listen to this. I stayed there, and you started to talk, which is when I knew I started to talk. There was no lies. There was no changing anything. Okay, since you're changing all the story around, and I started to talk. Your phone. Your
No.
phone.
This is where, look, you know how she wants to tell me and everybody else, Gloria and Jaime and Cecilia and Miss Painter, that there's so many things that we can talk about trying to control what we do with our lives? Who the fuck are you to question what I'm doing with my fucking phone? You're in my fucking yard. You're in my fucking yard. I do what the fuck I want with my fucking phone in my fucking house, especially when I just suffered PTSD for some bullshit that most people go their whole lives never having to survive. Who the fuck are you? Oh, that's right, you're a dumb ass. You're stupid and you're a criminal mind. So you have no empathy. You do not care. You do not have the ability to put yourself in another person's situation like that. You are a controlling asshole that wants to dictate and wants to use her silly kind of thinking to explain things away. But I just explained to y'all what I was using my phone for. Because I had no idea what was going to fucking happen. I was just rescued by police 2 weeks prior. At least if somebody was on the phone with me and things went wrong, they could call 911. Because I don't know if my phone will get knocked out of my hands. I only hear 2 people out there. There could be more than 2. So who the fuck is this old ass, jealous ass, dumbass woman to ask me what I'm doing with my phone that I pay money for when you're in my fucking yard?
I don't know. I still say that anybody who just agrees to go to a motel room alone because somebody called, I don't buy it. I'll never buy that. I mean, who would do that? Any of you right now get a phone call. Oh, I got to talk to you about something. It's about work. It's about your job. Meet me at the Motel 6. Like, my response is, yeah, right. Click. That's what'll happen. So the only reason to go and meet a stranger at a motel is because you know them. That's the only reason why you would go. If that's the actual story. Like I said, yesterday, it just dawned on me that she's wearing all black. And it's Christmas Eve, and allegedly she's going to go and distribute gifts to the family. Wearing all black? See, it just doesn't add up. It's not mathing for me.
Fucking clown. Let's watch you keep being a clown.
Fuck was your phone.
What did I tell y'all the other day? Fuck. Fuck. That's what she does to make herself look big. To make herself seem badass and tough. Fuck. That's her. But there's nothing wrong there, right? There's nothing wrong with any of those aspects. There's nothing wrong with any of this shit. Wait until you see the rest of this shit.
Where the fuck? Was your phone so you could go live because you heard me talk? And when I talked, what did I say? Valentino!
Why are you saying the name of the man that you're accused of unaliving in Washington? You still have no shame. You know, I hope one day Valentino rest in peace. That's the man that she's accused of luring to Moses Lake, I believe, a body of water in Washington, D.C. And coincidentally, they went skinny dipping, and coincidentally, he just accidentally hit his head and just, no longer lived. Other people say that she made him get naked under the guise of skinny dipping, and really had these other men lying in wait, and while she had him vulnerable with no clothes on, they ambushed him. His name is that. But that's just a coincidence, right? It's just a coincidence. It's just a coincidence, right? That she calls me the name that she calls the man that other people accuse her of unaliving. That's just a coincidence, right? Nothing to worry about, right? Okay. If Valentino's family ever wants to reach out to me, please do. Please do. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm sure that's going to happen. Yeah.
Me la puerta, Valentino!
Theatrics.
I
Theatrics.
talked. Did she say what I said when I talked? Raymond, beating. But this woman had nothing to do with the beating. It wasn't enough that she had already orchestrated, in my opinion, the beating 2 weeks prior.
So funny.
And
So
that
funny.
he was also part of it. It wasn't enough that I was recuperating from that. It wasn't enough. They had to enter my property and come to my bedroom window after that. Enter my property.
Oh, watch her. Whenever somebody, you know how somebody is not being truthful to you and you ask them a question so they're trying to buy time and you're like when you tell somebody, where were you on Wednesday afternoon? And instead of them answering, they're like, where was I on Wednesday afternoon? That's them buying time to figure out some bullshit to say. That's the same thing she does right here. Enter her property. That's what the fuck I said. I didn't stutter. You heard me.
Okay, she is saying that it wasn't enough that we had orchestrated
She's going to try to manipulate again.
her beating. Okay, and then we entered her property. Okay, so I'm sure that she has listened to this over and over, fucking rover. Let's listen to it, guys.
So let me tell you. Now she's going to play the clip of Frank Marr, who at that time was not getting along with Lupe Olivares. At one point, Frank Marr, Ofelia, and Lupe Olivares were trying all they could to ruin my life. All three of them together. At the time of the conversation she's about to play, and I mentioned this in my video 2 nights ago, and I'm going to point something else out, which is number one, suspect behavior. So she's about to play Frank Marr in a moment where he was not getting along with Lupe Olivares. He goes on Jaime Castañera's show and says, I have a confession to make. I drove Lupe Olivares to Vanessa's property and he jumped her fence. Right? She's playing it though. She's playing it because he says, oh, and Ofelia wasn't with me. I explained to y'all 2 nights ago. Frank has a lot of incentive. If I'm correct in my theory of Frank and Ophelia being involved in my beating, amongst other things, remember, they were working with John Allen to have things put in my vehicle. Paying money to get people to get me drunk. And to give me my car keys so I can drive. I'm not kidding. For the 8 months leading up to the time that John Allen worked with those police to get me put in jail for no good reason, and then I was able to get out of jail because you guys from the public got me out of jail after 3 weeks. 2 weeks later, they were so angry, and I coincidentally got my face beaten. All of that's just a coincidence, though, right? Right? So, you think that I'm going to believe and another reasonable person is going to believe that Frank did not drop her off? That what's more important is that she doesn't say that she doesn't read the comments that were going on Jaime's live. Now, Jaime, if you're still here, please let me know. If not, please talk about this on your next show.
A bullshit? A bullshit? A bullshit. A bullshit.
Because what she doesn't talk about is that when Frank said this, Lupe Olivares, which is the hateful man that's been coming out, the one that came out the other day that said, fat Vanessa, nobody liked her in high school, blah, 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 lies, lies, lies. That's the man. What she fails to mention is that as soon as Frank did that, Lupe got angry that Frank did that. Lupe then commented on this very same live video, and this is what happened. He stated, he never denied it. You know what he stated? Yeah, well, I wasn't alone. I wasn't by myself in the backyard. He never denied it. Not once did he deny and said, Frank, you're lying. That's not true. He never said any version of that. What he stated was, well, I wasn't by myself, because he was trying to put pressure like on her, because all three of them knew they shouldn't be fighting with each other, because all three of them are felons that have not been caught yet. All three of them had incentive to not be fighting with each other. But what's interesting is that you're about to see her give Frank credit and be like, look, I'm playing this because he says that I wasn't there. So she wants you to believe that he's being honest and trustworthy when he says that she was not dropped off, but in the same breath, she says, but he's lying about taking Lupe. You don't believe me? You think I'm exaggerating? Watch.
Not like liars. I do not like drug addicts. And I do not like thieves.
I do not like crazy, psycho, criminal-minded, fake, big dick, fuckster energy, ladies. I don't like that.
But that was quite the mouthful.
I got receipts on all three of on this bitch.
No, these are not receipts. No, ma'ams.
I got receipts on all three.
No, ma'am, you don't. No, ma'am.
Listen to this.
No, ma'am. Yes, let's listen.
It's so freaking annoying when they say no ma'ams, no ma'ams. Like, come on. Really?
Because that is the same person that the first man, who's now a wholesome family man, who she turned on, had admitted that she had jumped my fence because he was the one that drove her over there. I was never with her. The person that jumped my fence with her was another man. They gave her away on the live video where that was exposed.
Oh, and let me remind you, how many times has this woman stated in Spanish and in English, if I were to do something, I will never admit to doing it. It will always be no, 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 y no me vas a sacar de ese no. Yeah, she said that many, many, many times, which translates into, if I ever do something really bad, I will always deny it. Deny, 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 and you will never move me from that denial.
That we forget. I don't forget anything. Yes, you do, because you're a fucking.
No, ma'am, I don't forget anything.
They were talking about, and that other guy that jumped the fence with her gave her away. Whenever he said, he threw her under the bus immediately, and he stated, "Guys, you need." Well, I wasn't by myself. Exactly. Say no to drugs. You know exactly. Drugs are.
Say no to drugs, guys. Let me be dramatic. Cause did you hear me making sense? I was explaining. Yeah, Frank drove Lupe over there, and then Lupe made comments because she wasn't expecting me to say that part. And all of a sudden she stopped it. Guys, don't do drugs. Don't do drugs. Well, to that I say, guys, don't grow into a
I thought she was going to say, to that I say, do drugs. Yes, do the drugs.
60-something-year-old lady that's a psycho. Don't do that, guys. It's not good. Don't be doing that. Don't be targeting good people. Don't be doing that. Don't be involved in organized crime, guys. Don't be doing that. Let me do the hand on the chin to imply wisdom. No. No. You think of that? I don't exaggerate.
Are finishing with this lady's I don't care about any of that other shit. And if I have to go and tell Louis Signs myself and beg him and tell him, sir.
Now let me tell you, she got this from a clip where, remember, we just found out that when I got my mommy makeover, they had taken pictures of me recuperating from that surgery at Miss Painter's house. So we knew that I was being stalked. And we had a suspicion of who it was. So when those people that hated me for their own reasons formed an alliance with her back in March of last year, and then they had a falling out like 4 months ago. And so then they admitted, yeah, she got us to drive her over there, and she was in the back seat taking pictures. Her. That's a stalker. So I went live and I made a video stating that because of her coming to my home, because of her being at my window, because of everything that she's done to me, because of everything that she demonstrates regarding me, because she's dangerous because of her deficiencies as a human, I don't care. I will go to the district attorney in the county where this crime occurred, and I will beg him. I don't care who the drivers were. Give them immunity. Please give them immunity for their witness statement. Please. Because the most important thing is the most dangerous one, which is the one that was in the back seat. And that's when then I talked about how she went into my yard. That's the clip that you hear right now. When you have an evil woman who my other haters go and form an allegiance with, and then say, fuck you, to her, I think we all know who the problem is.
I don't care. Wait, I don't care about anybody that was driving. I don't care about anybody that was. She wants people to go tell Luis. And he stated. She wants people to talk to Luis. Well, I wasn't by myself. Exactly. The Harlingen DA, Cameron County DA. Who was the other guy? I don't care. Who was the other guy? About their shit. And if I have to go and tell Luis Signs myself, she's talking about beg him and tell him, sir.
Yes, look at him.
I don't care.
Who was the other guy? Did you hear her? Who was the other guy that I was supposedly with in the yard? She says it herself. She's talking about Lupe. She said it right now.
I don't care about anybody that was driving. I don't care about anybody that was sitting in the front seat. I don't care about anybody else's involvement. I just care about this. She doesn't care, guys, who went over to her house. She doesn't give a
You know, do you all realize that she's trying to manipulate you and that, or she's stupid? Luis Signs has nothing to do with you getting into my yard, you dumbass bitch. You dumbass bitch. Because Luis Signs is the district attorney in Cameron County, and we are in Willacy County. My backyard is in Willacy County. But she wants you all to believe that I'm saying, I don't care who is with her in my backyard. I just want her arrested. No, I would want Lupe arrested too. Absolutely. But this video that I'm speaking of was not speaking of that particular crime like that. It was speaking of when you were passing by Miss Painter's house in the back seat and you were trying to say, those ladies shouldn't be saying anything because they're going to get in trouble with me too. That's why I had to make that video, because I was actually defending my previous haters, the haters that were hating on me and making my life difficult and literally with you on hate pages and running hate pages against me. There I am defending them so the world can understand you are the most evil one of all. And here you are trying to use my words regarding another thing that you did, another crime that you committed, stalking me, and trying to make it seem as if I was speaking about you coming to my window.
Fuck about motherfucker. She doesn't give a fuck. Really, not even a fuck about Lupe.
You see? Now she's getting mad. She doesn't care about Frank. She doesn't care about Lupe. You know what? At this point, because Frank, yeah, sometimes he still talks a little bit of shit. And he shouldn't. And he did really ugly things regarding my daughters. And he's the one that started all of this shit. And Lupe is just as evil as you. But you are the most evil one of all of them. That's how bad you are. Don't get it twisted. Frank and Lupe I do not feel that way about them two the way I feel about the two ladies that you made drive you past Miss Painter's house to stalk me. No. No, if Frank and Lupe were involved in the hate crime against me, oh yeah, please. Whoever, you know what? Honestly, please, if one of them is willing to say, you know what? I'm going to get in trouble anyways. I'd rather go ahead and get a plea deal. You know what? I'll tell you everything that I know about my involvement in that hate crime against Vanessa. I'll cut a plea deal. Whoever does it first, Frank or Lupe, I don't give a fuck. I will be okay with that as long as you are behind bars. Yeah. Abso-fucking-lutely. She's literally feeling sorry for herself. Because that is the truth. She's feeling sorry for herself. Frank, Lupe, this is why you should have never. Both of y'all are assholes. For doing what you've done to me. And you're criminals. But that's what you get for committing crimes with a human like this. That's what you get. Because do you hear her? She made this video tonight. She's basically saying she's mad that if she goes down, she's mad that she feels that I don't care if you and Lupe go down with her. Lupe, do you hear her? Do you not get it? Or does your hate towards me, is it so bad that you do not see that? Because that's what it is. She's literally stating that she's bothered that...
Those are called Russian nesting dolls. I know them as nesting dolls. I know they have a name like Matroshka or some shit like that. I think I'm off on that, but... Yeah, nesting dolls.
She's the one that I would want to get into trouble. Instead of also you and Frank. That's your girl. That's your girl in crime. You don't think that she would give you up for a plea deal? Yeah. All three of you? I mean, seriously, it's whoever does it first. Whoever gives up the other people first is who's going to get the best plea deal, by the way. I mean.
She wants me. Get in la mera verga right in between that fat cat.
I don't want you anywhere near my private parts. No. Once again, let's make it about sex and let's be comical about it. Sex and laughs.
Man, this one is trying hella hard. She's got to come back for every word that Ophelia says.
Sex and laughs. Sex and laughs.
That will never happen, bitch. Listen. Out of their shit. And if I have to go and tell Louis Signs myself and beg him and tell him, sir. Exactly. I don't care. Because I was not anywhere close to their house. About anybody that was driving.
What is wrong with you? Louis Signs has nothing to do with Raymondville. What is wrong with you using a recording in which I am talking and speaking of the other crime that you committed against me, where you stalked me in Cameron County, in front of Miss Painter's house? You see, that's how stupid you are.
I have receipts. Listen to this.
No, but if you're not guilty, you don't have to worry about receipts. I'm not the police. Cordova said freedom of speech. I'm not the police. I'm not the police. The public is not the police. But only guilty people are going to try to act like the police, the judge, and the jury, which is you. That's why you went to all of the to your neighbor's air conditioners and been like, "Oh, there you go. I did all the investigation for you. I did all the investigation for you. I just ruled myself out." Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Anybody else's involvement. this one human being that has gotten away, in my opinion.
No, ma'am. No, it's not because you're a badass. It's because you are deficient. You are deficient in civility. You are deficient in scruples. You are deficient in critical thinking. You have very low self-esteem. You are unaccomplished, right? You have the face that you have, right? You do not get the attention that you feel that you should get, okay? You do not speak. You do not command a room. You do not command attention. The only people in this world that pay attention to you are people that don't like me. No. I'm not saying these words because you are this big badass. No. I'm saying these words because you are the opposite of that. And because you are the opposite of a badass is what makes you more dangerous. Because that hurts your ego, that you will never be that badass.
With really serious criminal behavior.
Sex. Again, sex.
So, I got a confession to make.
Here's Frank Marr confessing. And this is where she doesn't mention how Lupe threw her under the bus without saying her name. But it was her. This was the night that this was the very night where they were at my window. This was that night. She's then going to try to lie to you and say, no, that was in November.
So, that time that Luke Thompson accused me of flying a drone into Vanessa's house. So, we actually flew the drone around Ravenville.
Leonie, I don't, me and you know, we're on good terms right now. But you know, at one point, you were not very nice to me. I don't like it when people come to my page and they have access to me and I give them access to me. And they make comments like, what are you talking about now? I just don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that. I am very sensitive to indifference. I'm very sensitive to anything that is anything other than kindness. Anything other than kindness. Because by virtue of you making that statement, it shows a lack of patience. It shows a lack of tolerance. And I have never liked humans to behave that way with me. Because I always, as a child, would turn out hurt. I don't like that. You know it's going to be posted, and you'll be able to watch it from the beginning.
That I never denied, but she actually tried to do Vanessa's backyard. Really? Yes. Facts. Yeah, he's like, he did.
If you couldn't hear it, Frank says, I have a confession to make. I drove Lupe to Vanessa's house and he jumped into Vanessa's backyard. And then Jaime says, really?
And he ran into Vanessa's backyard. Were you there? Yeah, he was in the car. He's like, hey, babe, stop over here. And then he ran into Vanessa's backyard. I don't believe that. No, so then it's possible.
Did you see her? I don't believe that. I don't believe that. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. No, because this is not happening. Please do not tell me that this woman is using this to clear her name. After she just discredits him for the first thing he says. So literally after discrediting him and claiming the first statement that he makes is a lie, but the second thing he says is true. Yeah, that's what we're dealing with here. That's what we're dealing with here. Watch. I'm not kidding. I swear to you, I'm not kidding. Not even a little bit. Watch. Y'all don't fight. It's okay. Just don't worry about it. For real, don't fight. Thank y'all for even caring. There she smiles. Sasculera. Look at her. Look at her. Look at her. Look at her. Oh, I just want to show you. Look what. Watch it. Yes, Lupe drove into I drove him over there, and Lupe jumped Vanessa's fence and went into the backyard. And Jaime, oh, so then you know, Ophelia or whatever, right? And he's like, oh no, she wasn't there. Sass, Vanessa. Oh, so we're supposed to believe just the first part, but not the second part. And also we're supposed to believe all of that when we know that there's a high likelihood that both you and Frank and you and Lupe have been involved in very criminal things regarding me. So you both have a lot to lose. Right? And not only have all three of you been involved in the same kind of things, but you and Frank have been involved in your own thing regarding me, and you and Lupe have been involved in your own thing regarding me. But no, let me get this straight. You want to sauce, fuck you, Vanessa, right? With his second statement, but you don't want to believe his first statement. Yeah.
So, I got a confession to make. So, that time that Luke Thompson's accused me of flying a drone into Vanessa's house, so we actually flew the drone around Riverville. That I never denied, but he actually flew into Vanessa's backyard. Really? Yes. What? Yeah, he's like, hey, dude.
I don't believe that.
He climbed into Vanessa's backyard. Were you there? Yeah, he was in the car. He's like, hey, dude, stop over here.
Don't listen to that part, audience, but believe the second part.
It's possible that my suegrita did climb the gate. Hold on, I'm on the phone. He wasn't with me. He was just Lupe. Sas, culera!
What a dumbass.
Where are you saying this? And, she was going around saying, how could I go and be at your window? Well, somebody admitted that they drove you there. She keeps saying the same thing over and over.
Yes, and I'm not going to stop.
Possible that my suegrita did climb the gate. Hold on, I'm on the phone. He wasn't with me. He was just Lupe. So somebody admitted that they drove you there. At my window, the hateful man from Bronxville made a confession a few months back that, yeah, I'm the one that drove her and another man who has a history of violence to her property, and they jumped her fence. Why does she keep... It was just Lupe. At my window, the hateful man from...
Do you all... Okay, you know what I find interesting? What do you think is going through her mind? Because I think it's really strange that she went from energy to this energy. Something clicked in her mind right now. Because did you see how her balls just fell off right now? Like that, they fell off really quick. Something happened in her mind. something that we cannot see happened in her mind. She's contemplating something. She's having an epiphany of some sorts. I'm not kidding. Because there's no damn way somebody is going to go to suddenly demeanor complete, balls just falling off.
Brownsville made a confession a few months back that, yeah, I'm the one that drove her and another man who has a history of violence to her property, and they jumped her fence. Why does she keep saying it? At my window, the hateful man from Brownsville made a confession a few months back.
Why do I keep saying it? Why do you say that the first half of his confession is false, but the second half is true? That's the most important thing. Don't worry about what I'm saying. What's important is your number one suspect behavior. And number one suspect behavior absolutely includes you playing some bullshit that's supposed to be a receipt. But you only want us to believe the second half of the receipt because the first half of the receipt is bullshit. Okay.
That, yeah, I'm the one that drove her and another man who has a history of violence to her property, and they jumped her fence. Did you hear that, guys? I wasn't there. I wasn't with them. And I do not believe...
Wait a minute. Did you hear that, guys? I wasn't there. Oh, so because he says that you weren't there, that's true. But he also said that Lupa jumped the fence. But you're also saying that that's not true. That's number one suspect behavior. All of that. All of it.
Since I was not there. I was not anywhere close. So this happened on December of 2020. So in December of 2020, all right, I want to show you guys something. Her incident, when did her incident happen? Guys, can somebody tell me when her incident happened? I'm going to show you proof, more proof. When was her incident? Can somebody put the date? I know when it was. I want somebody to put the date of her incident. 12/24/2020. And then she said that I was at her window 2 weeks after with Lupe, and didn't she say?
Look at what she's about to do. Watch.
This is the day, November 24th of 2020, when Lupe and that man went on November 24th, 1 whole month prior. 1 whole month prior.
What's interesting to me is the other pictures. Look at how they were aligned together, these hateful people.
A whole month prior to her beating. And she said it was 2 weeks after.
Okay, so she wants us to believe that because she has first of all, she has a variety of pictures with her and those two evil men. Okay. So her receipt is that I have this picture of me with them, and I'm just going to say that it was this date. That's not a receipt. That's not a receipt. That's not a receipt. That's not a receipt. Just because you were hanging around with them and you have pictures with them before, does not mean that it didn't happen again. You all three didn't convene again 2 weeks later. So no, that's not a receipt. That's not a receipt. And do you see those dates, y'all? As soon as I was released from jail, they were already stalking me. As soon as I was released from jail, they were already having drones go over my property. As soon as I was released from jail. These three people have done so much damage to me. But they had nothing to do with my beating, right? They had nothing to do with my beating. That man, Frank Moore, he's the one that went and took a picture in front of the building where my hate crime occurred. Like it was the Eiffel Tower. The next day. Proud. You know how, and that reminded me of how killers return to the scene of the crime. That gave me those vibes.
Didn't she say it was 2 weeks after, guys?
I'm raising my hand. How many? Didn't she say it was 2 weeks after? That how can it be 2 weeks after if I have a picture with them in November? Guys, how can I have been at her window if I have a picture with two other human beings in November? How could I be at her window 2 weeks after the hate crime? This is a receipt that's not a receipt, but my dramatics is going to make you feel like it is.
Did she not say it was 2 weeks after? Lupe and that man were here a whole 30 days prior to her beating. I have receipts. Why does this...
And did you not see that we also saw your gallery right now? So what is that supposed to mean? In the same way that you're trying to say, Lupe and that man were here in Raymondville with me so that we can fight drones over her house a whole month before. So that proves she's lying. No, it doesn't prove that. But you know what's even more important? On that phone gallery, it shows them together again 3 days later. You saying that you three were hanging out a month before doesn't have shit to do with what happened 2 weeks, a month later. And it does not disprove anything that I have said. That's not a receipt.
Woman, keep lying. Beto, stop lying. Yeah, but I don't know when that was. I don't know when she did that whole thing. That video where she couldn't sleep, que este, que lo otro, I don't know. But I have receipts. And if I look, right around this time, I could probably find the video where Claudia called me, telling me that she was saying I was at her house. Watch.
She's trying to find it. And even if she does,
Let me go back to 2020.
I called Claudia and said,
And then
tell
we're in
her
November.
to stay away from my property. That's why Claudia called your stupid ass. Because I told her, she knew what had just happened.
I had a nightgown on. She says it was pajamas.
No, I didn't. And her stupid ass followers. Get y'all's fucking story straight. I speak very clearly. And yes, it takes even less than a minute to get from my backyard to her house. Especially with no traffic in the middle of the night. Yes. She went live with a fucking moo-moo all the way up to here. All the way up to here. She didn't have time to change her clothes. She wasn't in pajamas. I never said the word pajamas, and I never said the word nightgown. Stupid ass followers of hers. Y'all are just as dumb as your leader.
I'm already in August. This lady keeps lying. So that means I've been seeing your video over 4 years. Yeah. I started on July 2nd. On July 2nd of 2020 is when I started. It'll be 4 years.
She's so proud. She's going to show you one of the first few videos that she made where she's mocking me. She loves it. If you see, you're going to see her as she's playing it. You can see the psychopathy in her mind. You can feel it. You can sense it. I can. She loves it. She loves to see herself pretend to be me. Norma Bates.
This July that I've had my own show. 4 years this July. And this lady con la misma plática, that I beat her up, that I'm a culprit. Why don't they rule her in? Out. I was never ruled in. I was never ruled into anybody's beating. I never orchestrated anybody's beating. If anybody had to fight, let me tell you that it would have been me.
Please. You would not have stood a chance.
Hola, hola. Ay, ay, ay. Buenos días a todos. Estoy cayendo. Despertó la... July 2nd of 2020 was my very first video. Let me see if I have it. My very first YouTube video was on July.
I just want to go ahead and say, what does this have anything to do with receipts? It doesn't. But I want to remind you that she's a narcissist. And this is the kind of thing, what she's about to do is the kind of thing that a narcissist does. Plus, she loves to see herself portray me, sound like me, look like me.
July 2nd of 2020. That is when I independentized myself. What is the word? Exactly, lying for you.
Independentized. I believe that she made fun of me because she heard me mispronounce a word in a video. Independentized? Not even close. Not even close to a word. Independentized. That's who y'all hateful people follow. That's who you follow.
Yeah, says the one who can't write the difference between two and two. The number two and the word two with one O. If you know, you know.
And that's who we're to believe when she explains and tries to discredit me. That kind of mind.
She wants to get me arrested. You know what, guys? I'll tell you what. They're going to arrest her first.
And I have bail money.
Hello, everybody. This is VD.
She called me VD like a venereal disease. But do you know what I love about this? For a hater to emulate me, you got to level the fuck up. You got to look like fucking royalty. Like, I'm not even fucking kidding. For a hater to try
Well, the
to
proper
pretend to be
term
me,
for that, I believe,
you
is
have
to.
got to level the fuck up. Because you
I don't
trying
know
to
if
be
there's a
me
single word
while
for it.
even a
You just have to
semblance of
say
you is
to
there,
become
no,
independent.
it's not gonna work. And I
I'm gonna
love the
look.
fact
I'm
that
gonna
is a
look.
fucking flex. The fact that when somebody has to pretend to be me, they have to pretend to be this fucking proper. Flex of flexes.
Coming at you guys live from the Rio Grande Valley. And for those of you who don't know where the Rio Grande Valley is, that is the southernmost tip of Texas, consisting of 4 counties: Hidalgo County, Starr County, Cameron County, and the most famous, Willacy County.
I'm so cute. She's thinking,
Independency.
Does everybody remember this?
oh, let's go down memory lane. I'm a
Hello,
narcissist.
everybody. This is VD coming at you guys live from the Rio Grande Valley, the southernmost tip of Texas.
Red lipstick and everything.
And this is the street sign. You see it there? That's the street sign. Okay? The street sign. Okay? And I'm on Main. That is the street sign, right there. Okay? Okay? So I'm coming at you guys live, as you can see, BD here. And that right there is a railroad crossing sign. Okay, can you see it right there, right there? That is a railroad crossing sign. Okay? A railroad crossing sign.
She's so proud of herself.
And I am wearing the No More Cheeseman red. So we will keep going. All right, people. BD here with you guys. And this right there is a pedestrian's crossing sign. Okay? Pedestrians. So, but guys.
Fun times.
I don't understand. Just stop the lies. I never orchestrated anybody's beating. I don't want to see her pecho, guys. It is.
Oh, here's where she starts to.
Hey.
Here's where she starts to degrade my breasts. Right here. Right here. What she doesn't realize is that I've been wearing dresses that are really too small for my top. Yeah. This is the one of very few dresses that is actually like fits me up on top. All the other dresses, they're going to squeeze things. So it's going to look different. Okay? But anything to shame Vanessa. I promise you, you're going to hear her at the very end say, my tits look better than hers. I'm not even kidding. I'm not even kidding. I'm not trying to compete with her. But the fact that she said the same shit about my gold dress, this woman is more than just obsessed with me.
I don't want to see your chest looks like a butt, like literally, parece cola. And I don't want to see anybody's cola. I don't. I don't want to see your cola. I don't have the full video. But anyway, guys, I did not. I don't want to see, I thought I could stream her lies, but it's lies after lies after lies. If somebody send me more lies, I'll stream it, but I just can't. That is not who I am. I just stop with the lies.
No, they're not lies, and I won't stop.
And she doesn't want to stop. That's
No,
the worst part.
no, I'm not.
She doesn't want to stop.
No.
She thinks I'm going to get arrested.
I'm not going to stop. Rule her out. Rule her out. Rule her out.
Let me see if I can get to the last one.
I don't want to do this anymore, guys.
Let me get to the last one.
But let me make sure that I show all of the bullshit that my followers send me.
Lie about the hours of my torture? Never. Is she lying? Yes. I wasn't there. It happened between 1 and 5 in the morning.
This is where she admits that she was wrong.
No. All right, guys. I want you guys to tell me, did I lie with my assumption? I was assuming. I wasn't there, guys.
No, bitch. No, you straight up stated. No, this bitch is lying. This happened between 1 and 5 in the morning. That is not the declaration of an assumption. That is the declaration of somebody that's trying to make a statement, manipulating people to believe that it is a factual statement. When she was trying to move the entire timeline, because why would she do that? What would be the motive? Well, the motive is, and you're going to see right now, that's the reason she went to Ms. Painter's house. They knew that they were going to get in trouble for organizing the speeding against me. So she wanted to ensure that she had an alibi. Ms. Painter had no idea that she was going to show up unannounced at her house. But she did it, and she was insisting on taking a picture. And Ms. Painter and Delia were both like, we don't know why she was insisting on taking a picture. We have no idea why. And I told them, I said she was trying to create an alibi. That's exactly why. For the very purposes, what she did in this video was the very reason that that picture was taken for this moment right here in this video.
No, I did not lie intentionally, guys. Guys. Was I trying to lie?
Yes, you did lie intentionally. You did. You did. You knew 100% that it did not happen between 1 and 5 in the morning. You knew that. Because you even called Claudia, because your stupid ass went to the hotel and you called her and said the ambulance is leaving and taking her already. How could you call somebody and tell them the ambulance is leaving and taking her already at 1 something, and then you're there saying that it happened between 1 and 5? No, you didn't accidentally make an assumption. This was not an accident. No, you made a strong declaration that I was lying and that these events occurred between 1 a.m. and 5 a.m. in the morning. And is not until receipts abundant have proven you a liar that you are admitting it. Raymondville PD.
So I was going to say, yes, this is from a flashback from April 11, last year, 2024. But isn't this funny? It's sad, but it's funny that we can repackage this video, put today's date on it, and it would still perfectly be relevant. Isn't that something?
Any other law enforcement agency in America would rule her out. They would make an attempt.
They did make an attempt.
The reason she wanted you to believe that it was between 1 and 5 is because it looks really bad that when she was at Miss Painter's house, within 30 minutes of being at Miss Painter's house, she wasn't at Miss Painter's house for as long as she said. She's lying. She was barely there. She was just there enough to take a picture and left. She's lying. She's about to tell y'all that she was there. Even Miss Painter will tell you herself she wasn't there for that long. But she was there enough to already know, because she was, of course, organizing the whole thing. And it looks really bad that when she was at Miss Painter's house during the time before I was rescued, that when Delia and Miss Painter were like, oh my God, what is this? that she got on the phone and got mad at Frank for posting those pictures. How did she know what was on the pictures? How did she know what was on the pictures? She's going to say that she took a picture with Miss Painter at like 12:20 something. That she knew about those pictures way before then. How did she know if she wasn't involved? So Frank wasn't involved either, right? Right? And she wasn't involved at all, right? They were just two people that were flying drones over my house a month before, right? Why would anybody suspect them of committing such a crime, right? When they only harassed me and stalked me for a year, right? Why would they be considered suspects, right? Wow.
About the hours of when they beat her up. I wasn't there.
Hey, Naya.
I didn't
Welcome,
know.
everyone.
Yeah, you did.
I haven't done a roll call or said hello. I do appreciate y'all being here. RGV956, Holly, everyone, thank you so much for being here. This is a 3 hour and 12-minute video, and we are already 2 hours and a half into it. So a little less than 45 minutes before this one's wrapped up. And a reminder, this is a flashback from April 11 of 2024.
After 4 years is the first time that I went to go ask, what time did they call in? I wasn't.
You went to go ask the police because you're a dumbass. And you think that by going over there and innocently asking, you think that the police are going to be like, you know, we're not even going to consider, we're still going to not consider her a suspect because, guys, she came over here and she asked what time it was. Obviously, if she's asking what time it was, she didn't have anything to do with it. You don't think we know that that's why you did that? Anything to help you sleep at night. You have a compulsion. That's why you always go to the police with anything that anybody does and says. You can't rest. You have like it's a compulsion. And unless you have like some kind of like, it's like almost like a pacifier for the police to give you some sort of like, you know, like a pacifier. And you won't be okay until you get some bullshit told to you. And in this case, you went over there to be like, hey, police, hey, I don't even know what's going on. And obviously, if I'm asking you, that means I had nothing to do with it. You can fool everybody else, but you will never fucking fool me. Ever.
Lying intentionally, like.
You were lying
That wasn't
intentionally.
even porn. It wasn't. I assumed that she had been on her drug binge all night, which she was for 72 hours.
You didn't, first of all, you did not say in your opinion, I was not on a drug binge. Number one suspect behavior. Going right back to the lies that she was saying all that time back then. If I was on a drug binge with those people, then why were they trying to get me to go over there for a long time? It's because I was not on a drug binge with those people. You're lying. And the fact that you continue to disperse this bullshit about me, con más ganas, I'm never going to give up. Because as long as you're bumping your thumbs and bumping your gums about me, I will never give up. Ever. The fuck is wrong with you? That you think you're going to do everything you've done up until now and you are still going to continue with your bullshit lies. even if that was true, which it isn't, the fuck business is anything of yours that anybody in this planet does that is their own personal choices. It's none of your fucking business. And as long as you make shit that's none of your fucking business your business, I will never give up. Which means I'll never shut up.
Now, let's start to analyze why they beat her up. And they call...
Yeah, you heard that. Let's deflect some more. Let's analyze why they beat her up. So she is literally reverting back. She's regressing back to her behavior from back then. She's desperate. This tells me that she is so desperate. Because in the same way that she was desperate back then, whenever they were like, this didn't turn out the way that we wanted it to turn out. We wanted her to get her face fucked up so that she wouldn't do videos anymore, so people wouldn't be thinking about her anymore. And now, like, the complete opposite has happened. So let me do what she's about to do right now. No, this is about you coming to my window. And this is about me knowing in my heart that you had almost everything to do with my beating. And what you are about to do and say for the rest of this video is number one suspect behavior.
Oh, guess what? Speaking of those videos, let me see. I've got videos here. Oh, look. These are the videos I've got. 5 days before the beating, reading a Jesus magazine, that what she's talking about. 4 days before the beating, another video. 3 days before the beating, another video. 2 days before the beating, and the day before the beating, and that morning of the beating, which we saw the other day. And I would play those, but they're not necessarily, as good as this.
Because nobody but the person that is guilty of a crime would say and do the shit that you're about to say and do.
The 12:22. By the time they called, they had already beat her up, right? Guys, let's think about it. We know they didn't beat her up for...
This is a person with a 3rd grade education trying to act like CSI. I need to remind you of this again.
3 hours. We know that to be a fact. The individual, the Raymondvillian, gets beat up. It's 3-1. How many women was it to 1? Guys, how many women was it to 1?
As if any of that matters. As if it matters if it was 10 people in there or if it was one person that was beating my face. No, she's really trying to convince you that because it was only 4 women and 1 man, that it's no big deal. You see, that's number one suspect behavior. Because to me, it feels like the inner workings of her mind are trying to convince her, like, shit, you might get caught. In a last-ditch effort, try to make it seem like the crime wasn't a big deal.
Many to 1. How many women do you think it was to 1? There's one holding her down, like this.
Like any of this matters.
You know what I would have been doing with those fingers in the back, and that bitch had me right in between her legs?
Listen, asshole, you dumbass bitch. It doesn't matter what you would have been doing. Because right now you're going to say some bullshit. Because you don't know how I was pinned down. Because you're a dumbass bitch. It doesn't matter what you would fucking do. This isn't about you, narcissist. God bless. Oh my God. Ew. You even like imagining yourself in that situation that you put me in. Only because it was me in that situation. But here she is trying to shame me. Let's shame the victim for not doing better to survive. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. Number one suspect behavior.
Guys, that bitch has me right in between her legs with my hands like this. What the fuck is Ophelia gonna do?
Excuse me?
Anybody know what Ophelia...
No ma'ams. No ma'ams. The pictures clearly show that when my head is between her legs, my arms are pinned down underneath her big fucking thighs. No ma'am. No ma'am. That's why an old ass, jealous ass woman like you that's not very smart shouldn't be bumping her fucking gums about shit. Because you look stupid. You didn't know too much about the second half of the beating, but you knew a lot about the first half of the beating. Because it gave you just enough, right? To know, yes, it's happening. And that's when you went to Ms. Painter's house to make your alibi. Bet you don't know enough about the second half of the beating because, god damn it, she was rescued and we didn't get the videos that we wanted so bad. Because you thought that you were going to have that shit for the rest of your fucking life as a souvenir, right? I bet you every day you hate. That's one of the things that you hate about me being rescued, is that those videos, which you thought you were probably going to masturbate to for the rest of your life because that's how sick you are, you did not have them after all. So gosh darn it, you didn't get to see the second half. But the stills are there. And the bullshit that you're speaking is not the situation that I was in. When my head was being held fixed in a fixed position in her fucking crotch so that they could beat me and stomp on me, go and take off their tennis shoes and put their boots on so they can smash my fucking face with their fucking feet. My arms were not the way that you're saying they were. My upper arms were pinned underneath her fucking femurs. You dumbass bitch.
What are you gonna do? You're right, ustedes. Mira, yo te lo juro que si una pinche vieja me pone a mí las manos atrás, right in between those fucking legs, oh, fuck. Ahora, you couldn't turn around. Volteate a la verga.
How the fuck was I gonna turn around, you dumbass bitch? How the fuck was I gonna turn around? She not only had my arms underneath her thighs, she had my shoulders underneath her fucking thighs. And my fucking feet were tied. How the fuck was I gonna turn around? Laughing.
Volteate a la verga somehow, trying to...
You know what? And if you ever wind up in jail for this crime, you're gonna be there crying when you wind up in a fucking cell with people that fucking love me.
Fight somebody, I don't give a fuck. But anyway, and I heard the other day she wanted to kick my ass.
I never said that. I never said that I wanted to kick your ass. But I guarantee you that if I ever have to defend myself, I fucking will. That's for damn sure. That's a yes. That's a yes. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So you can laugh all you want with your brittle bones.
Bitch, really? You wanted to kick my ass? Oh my god, this is hilarious. Guys, this bitch couldn't kick fucking Amanda. Amanda's this little.
Amanda is my most strongest assailant. Amanda is the one that had the mesquite tree. The one that broke like glass because God saved me. When she didn't miss. She didn't miss. No. She didn't miss. My hair flew this way. She didn't miss. God broke that shit when it got right here. That's Amanda. That's the one that this bitch set up with finesse. Amanda is serving 15 years because of this bitch. The way that she speaks of Amanda's height, that's so cute, right? But she had nothing to do with my beating. She didn't know Amanda, right? But yet she knows her height. But you never saw her in person, right? But yet you know her height. And then again, number one suspect behavior. You're going to shame me? You're going to shame me? For being threatened with a fucking gun and being tied down. You're going to shame me? For wanting to live for my family? You're going to shame me? Because I was outnumbered 5-1? You're the dumbass bitch. You're the same dumbass bitch that came out of your fucking mother's womb. You are the same dumbass bitch. And you will always be that dumbass bitch. And because you are that dumbass bitch is the reason that you are obsessed with someone like me.
Yeah. Obsessed. Obsession. This was April of last year. And if you hadn't seen this, a lot of you, and I hadn't posted the date, I could have put today's date on there. This would fit for today. So, who's obsessed? Who is?
Number one suspect behavior.
And she thinks she can beat my ass.
I can. If you, all things being equal, yes, ma'am. Yes. I don't know why, you know. And then one of her followers says, I thought she feared for her life. When you organize a crime against me, that's an uneven. That's a scale that's unbalanced. That's not the same. When you're hovering, lying in wait, creeping in the shadows, trying to ambush somebody, that's not the same. All things being equal, yeah, I don't know why this woman thinks, I don't know what she's thinking. I don't know what she's thinking. The strength that you see is strength in every way. Every way. I just don't go around roughing people up. You know? And then she's about to say, I have receipts. Like the low intellectual creature that she is. There's receipts of me fucking up another person. But there's no receipts of you fucking Amanda up. I was fucking tied down and I was outnumbered. It's not the fucking same, you dumbass bitch. You see what happens when you're a dumbass bitch? You say dumbass bitch shit. And you live a dumbass bitch life. And then you see somebody like me and you get yourself involved in dumbass bitch crimes. Not good, not good.
Get the fuck out of here, pendeja. She must not know who the fuck I am.
Oh, I know who the fuck you are, and that's my saying, first of all, okay? I know exactly who the fuck you are. Because you have been stalking me and harassing me and committing crimes against me. I know exactly who the fuck you are. That's why I know I'll be just fine. All things being equal, I will be just fine. I will be just fine. I will be more than fine. And that's because I know who the fuck you are.
This bitch thinks that she couldn't hit Amanda once.
Because I was tied up.
Shit, before you tie my hands in the back, I'm gonna do some fucking collateral damage. Bitch!
I'm serious. I don't know who doesn't have the fight in them. I mean, I've got a martial arts background, and for me, it's always don't get hit first. I'm fully aware of my surroundings. I don't put myself in situations like this. But if something happened, you bet $1 million freaking dollars that somebody else is going to be bleeding and have broken bones too, not just me. And if you just give in, that's because something funky was going on. That's because something funky was going on. Like I said, the math ain't working for me.
Oh my god! This bitch thought chingona. She better not be in front of me because I want to kick her ass.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. I don't, first of all, I don't make those faces. No. I do not look like that. No. No. No, ma'am. You need to class it up when you pretend to be me. Thank you, Julie. Thank you. Julie's absolutely, Julie, right there. Exactly. Usually people who are accused of crimes they didn't commit, they spend all their time proving their innocence. I'm not seeing that in this case. The poor lady doesn't realize the consequences she's fixing to face. Exactly. Because she's an idiot. She's an idiot and she has an overinflated sense of confidence. Plus, she's in a county where there's a district attorney that targets her victim. So I'm being abused by two people. I'm being abused by her, and I'm being abused by the district attorney in her governmental capacity. That's why my book is going to be amazing. These stupid ass people totally underestimated my survivability.
Amanda chiquita like that.
Let's make jokes.
God.
Comedy.
I thought she feared for her life. Fucking mires. How the fuck is she trying to hit me if she fears for her life? Porque es una gran pendeja.
No one's trying to hit you. That's why the other day I said swing. I said swing, bitch. Nobody's trying to hit you. I'm making it very clear that I will defend myself. No one's trying to hit you. But I will fucking defend myself. It's not the same.
Dijo Cordova, there's freedom of speech, and in my opinion, es una gran pendeja. In my opinion, anybody who thinks that they're badass, especially when I've seen the receipts. Guys. Have we seen the receipts of the collateral damage that she can do? Was there any?
I don't live a life like that. Are you referring to the receipts of you beating that woman's face in Washington? I don't live a life like that. I don't live a life in which I put myself in circumstances where I am brawling with other women. It's not the same. I was ambushed and I was tied up.
Was there any collateral damage? Now go and look at the receipts.
And let me remind you, this is so suspicious. All of this is so suspicious. Every single bit of what she's doing is suspicious.
Of what I can do. Pendeja. Eres pendejo te haces. What the fuck? Pinche Beto, stop lying. Stop lying, Beto, porque no haces nada la verga. Like, fuck. Guys. Are there receipts of what La Doña can do? Yes or no? Just yes or no. Are there receipts of what La Doña can do?
A bullshit? A bullshit? A bullshit. A bullshit.
That was for Vanessa Nafrovillia. But we know that already.
There are receipts. Yes, there is. There are receipts of what I can do. And there's receipts of what you cannot do. Mejor, cata el hocico and put some clothes on because that looks gross. Parece que tienes un pinche ojete en el pecho.
Why are you bothered? Don't be looking. Don't be looking. Don't be looking.
Has anybody seen Wendy?
Don't be looking.
I'm gonna show you guys
Don't be
something.
looking.
I want everybody to go to
Don't be
the
looking if
slides
you put them
and
out there.
see El ojete in the chest. I want you guys to see this.
Here we go. The breast
See
shaming.
this.
Right? Here we go. Hold on.
I'm gonna show you guys something. I'm gonna go to images. Do you guys see this when you see her? It's just a yes or no question. Do you guys see this when you see her?
She is so
Yes,
jealous. All right. For all women, this is on behalf of all women, whether you have augmented breasts or not.
Got it.
You and that hate page are comparing a woman that's had 4 children and that has breastfed 4 children to a man. To a man. To a man that was born a man. Whose fat is not dispersed on their body the way it's dispersed on the woman's body. That's what you're doing. It's not the same. I don't want to look like that. Mm-mm. Also, these men don't go out there wearing barely anything for reasons. They use a variety of things. They're very crafty and creative.
So here's a little video for ya. And yes, I got to turn on my camera for this one. Oops. Okay. Quick second. Hola. Yeah, it's dark in here, so the green screen ain't going to work too well. So, in an effort for receipts, although this one will contest it somehow, I'm sure. This is a short video with receipts and time and date stamps. This is all December 24th. 1:27 p.m. All morning she's busy. All morning. All morning she's busy. Will this one fight it somehow? I'm sure. So at this point, there's 15 minutes left, all right?
To make themselves look that way. But if you weren't as psycho as you were and as dangerous as you were, which is why I'm seeking justice, I would be fucking flattered at how jealous you are.
No.
They're trying to shame me by saying that men
Do you guys see this?
look
when
better
you
than
see
me.
her? No. Okay.
She's making a case.
I'm going to show you another one. No. There are so many images. Here we go. Do you guys see this when you see her? Do you guys see this when you see her?
That is a male anatomy.
Nope. All right.
That's a man. Once more. That was born with their fat distribution very different from a natural born woman. It's not the same.
See, in that chest es un pinche ojete. That's all I see. Like, literally, that's all I see. In my opinion, and Cordova did say there is freedom of speech.
Stop looking. Stop looking. Nobody's telling you to look. Don't look. Stop looking at me. Stop looking at me. Stop coming in my yard and stop putting your fucking feet on my property and stop trying to put your fucking phone into my window. Stop looking at me. Stop looking at me. Maybe that's why if you stop looking at me, you won't get mad like in your last video last night when you accidentally went again. Because you study me. Stop looking at me. The more that you look at me, the more that you hate me. Stop looking at me. You looking at me will not make you be me. It's only going to make you madder that you never will be. Yes, I'll stand up right now, Michelle.
My opinion, all I see on Beto Lies is a pinche ojete right on it. Even I don't have that. Un pinche ojete like...
Oh my God. Remember she did this with the gold dress. When I think of my body, I am not thinking of this woman's body. I never think of this woman's body. I am not trying to compete with this woman. There is no part of me, there's nothing about me, there is nothing about me, nothing. Nothing in any way that could ever be competition with her, because there is no comparing us to. We are in very different leagues in every way.
Like what?
But what she's going to say right now, oh my goodness.
What happened? Like, what? Like, make me understand what the hell happened there.
Why do you have to understand my breast? Make me understand. How are my breasts your business? Make it make sense. Make me understand. How are my breasts your business?
What an ojete. An ass. An ass. That's all I see. Back and neck. It's an ass. Ese es un ojete. An ass. A culo. Yeah. That's all I see. An ojete. A crack. El cracker doodle doo. KK, I'm telling you, girl, I'm 50.
KK is the white, hateful female that most recently, the last time she came to my page with a fake profile was literally like 4 days ago. I'm not kidding. She's one of her #1 best friends. This woman really has convinced herself that these people are her friends. No, honey. No. No. You are an easily accessible platform to comfortably hate me. That's all you are.
But I don't give a fuck. I got better boobs than that.
Yeah, she said that.
Never mind. I got better fucking boobs than that, bitch.
Nobody's trying to compete with you, but this is why she's dangerous.
A culo, yeah.
My breasts are none of her business.
An ojete. A crack.
But she said this.
El cracker doodle doo. KK, I'm telling you, girl, I'm 57, but I don't give a fuck. I got better boobs than that, and I didn't have to pay for mine. I got better fucking boobs than that, bitch. And I'll say it here and I'll say it in court. I'll say it in front of Cordova. I'll even fucking tell Cordova, dile que se quite el brasier. Yo me quito el brasier.
We don't want to see that.
Fuck yeah.
We don't want to see those things. We don't want to see that low-hanging fruit. We don't want to see that. Mm-mm. No. No. My goodness.
But even this guy has better boobs than that.
Wow. Trying to compare me with trans women.
That's hilarious.
She's so jealous.
And they're guys, they're men. No, hombre. Puro pinche.
Hey, well, you know, when you go get the Earl Scheib special in Mexico, and you happen to be there on a Tuesday, so you get the Tuesday discount, you get what you pay for.
Botch chingaderas ahí a la verga.
Can you believe that?
Let me go look for Paola.
Is looking for another trans woman. But she's not jealous, right?
Paulita Suarez.
She's not jealous, and she's not dangerous, and she's not obsessed with me,
This other guy.
right?
Check that out. Now those are beautiful boobs. These are beautiful boobs.
That's also a man who's never had a child, and whose fat is not this. It's not laid out on their body the way it is on women.
And let me show you guys. This is a beating.
There you go.
Broken nose.
You see? Vanessa wasn't beaten. No. Because Vanessa didn't have a broken nose or broken teeth. No, no, no. This is a beating. This is a real beating. I'm not kidding. But she's not dangerous, right? She's not dangerous. She's nothing to worry about. She definitely didn't come to my window, and she had nothing to do with the crime against me, right? Right? Right. Okay.
Broken bones, broken everything. That was an orchestrated beating over there. No broken bones, no broken teeth, no broken nothing. This is a beating. This was a beating by her boyfriend. She had a broken...
Do you know how blessed I am? This woman was likely not beaten for 3 hours. My head was 3 times the size of that woman's face. I am so grateful to be blessed. She doesn't even realize how blessed I am and protected I am. That's why the ER doctor came in and he was like, "Oh my God, I cannot believe you don't have not one broken bone." Because I looked worse than this woman who actually had broken bones. That's how divinely protected I am. But this dumbass bitch is too stupid to realize that.
The nose, guys, that was a horrible beating. But look at that dress. Doesn't that dress look gorgeous?
That's a man.
It does. It looks gorgeous.
There's nothing wrong and sick or demented at the fact that she spent a lot of time searching for pictures of breasts and saving them. Nothing wrong with that, right? Nothing wrong with that. Right?
KK, I heard about that half of one. I did. Now this is a body. Now that's a body. Check that out.
She's so obsessed. That's a man.
That's a body.
It's also a man.
I heard she had a half.
This body has had 4 children. This body has breastfed 4 children, and each of those children were breastfed for the first 2 years of their lives. This body. That's a man. All of those were men. It's not the same. It's not the same.
That's freaking hilarious. That is hilarious.
I don't care how many haters are here. They're not going to say anything. They're rendered to the laughing emoticons.
But anyway, I'm not here for that.
There's nothing wrong with that, right? Let me show you all these pictures, and at the very end of all of this, I'm going to say, but anyway, I'm not here for that. Yes, you fucking are. You were totally here for that. The whole video was about that.
Let me let you guys go. I am a little bit tired. I've been out delivering all day.
I'm sure it is fucking tiring being a hateful, old ass, jealous ass, dumbass bitch. I bet you it is fucking tiring as fuck. I bet you it is. I bet you it is. My goodness. All right.
I thought her
Okay.
nipple popped out, but it was just,
Thank y'all so much. This
was just
is
a
me
shadow.
one more time surviving this hateful lady. Surviving this hateful woman. I'm being serious. So, do y'all want to see this dress? This is a dress that went viral. I got this dress last year, and everybody thought that this went viral on TikTok. That I had it way before it went viral. I had it way before it went viral. Way before. way before. I love it.
Mm-hmm. I swear that chair looked like it was from 1947, I swear.
Here's my chest that looks like a butt. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like a plumber.
Yeah.
Good.
Thank you. Gracias, gracias. Thank y'all so much. Okay? And that's it. I'm gonna let y'all go. Alright? Bye.
Well, that was painful. Maybe it was a bad idea to show this video tonight at night. For everybody, this is going to be the lasting image. This is what you're going to fall asleep to, like it or not, male or female, doesn't matter. It's kind of like when you hear that, like a little jingle or a tune or a song from somewhere, somebody kind of sings it, and then you can't get it out of your head. Well, that's what's going to happen with this. That image for tonight anyway will be ingrained into your dreams. Hey, if I had to watch it, you had to watch it. So, I just want to play something for you real quick. I know you couldn't see it real good when I just held it up, but the video with the receipts and timestamps on it. Just want to put that up here so you guys can easily see it. Of course, I'm not going to find it right now. Quick second. No, hold on. Let me send it to myself again. Here we go. All right, here we go. Now I got it. Why can't I show the video? Oh, hold on. One last try. If not, I'll scrap the idea I'll leave it for another day. Yep, not going to work tonight. Never mind. I'll show it again tomorrow night. So I apologize for that. Anyway, have a great night. Thanks for being here. This was 3.5 hours. And she was live tonight. And before signing off, she said that was the last video, the last live, and she was going to be gone for a couple of months. wonder if she's going somewhere, you know what I mean? Going away or something, I don't know. So anyway, a couple of months usually means she'll be back in a few days. With all this activity with her and Ophelia going back and forth, and with all the, she's busy gathering videos and collecting video clips and all that stuff she's been posting that allegedly, that's what the police chief wants. She's been busy. And I find it hard to believe that she's going to drop all that. Right in the middle of all this, she's just going to stop. Yeah, I don't believe it. But we'll see. Have a good night, everyone. I appreciate you being here. Until next time, have a good night.
Es la leva. Del norte te traigo fiesta cuando la leva llega. Sírvele un vasito de tequila con fresca. Esto no va a parar hasta que amanezca. La leva pone el sazón y el diner hace la mezcla. La pariera en Coahuila y ahora estoy en el centro. Estaba bailando cumbia y ahora un bellaqueo. No me retiré, solo es un nuevo comienzo. No es mi culpa que todo lo que hago me salga perfecto. Póngase lentes si le afecta el brillo. Se sienten muy canes si les falta colmillo. Muchos andan detrás pero no me humillo. Por ahí se dice que me sobra barrio y me faltan tornillos. Agarrando fiesta de la noche hasta la mañana. Pongo en equilibrio todo a lo balanza romana. Que tire no pasa nada. Navego con porte del Elvira, pero mente de Tony Montana.
Vamos a romper la pista. Vamos a romper la pista.
Ey, ¿quieren flow? Yo tengo flow. Yo tengo cura, bitch. Ey. Quieren fuego, yo le soy fuego. Le meto el juego y evito que miren feo. Cuando sacate solo tira ronroneo. Siempre la uno, dime quién lleva el trofeo. Llegamos a la disco. El lugar está encendido. El calor lo paso yo. Pero con la mami que lo parte todo. Tu culo rompe altito. Esto pa' los gatitos. Oh, oh, mi fuleteo pide del ático. Ese muñeco viene del Ártico. Ya lo derrito, capa el delito. Y este voz, suena bendito, tremendo flow.
SCAR, bandida de mil amores. A lo quien llama, lo siento baby, ando muy ocupada. Y como se ven las cosas, también lo estaré mañana. Ya sabes que soy bandida, ya sabes que soy villana. Pero te gusta lo malo, por eso no dices nada. Nunca había bebido así, no sentí culpa. De nada me arrepentí, me anda llamando. Ya sabe que estoy aquí, siempre al mando. Nacimos para dirigir, me volví la reina del party. Fumando plumas de colores que todos saben a candy. Bailando a ritmo de daddy. Sacando el lado más malvado, pero prefieres los males que tú quieres. Aunque solo andes viendo bandidos y por mí bajarías todos los cielos y no muerdo. No te me vayas tan lejos, solamente es esta noche, no te tomes nada en serio.
Vamos a romper la pista. Vamos a romper la pista.
Ey, Cori, que lo que. El party se prende cuando llego yo. Todas mis gatas en pose. Tu gatito me vio y se enamoró. Pero yo evito el roce. Si vamos pa' la fiesta es porque canto yo. Y después de las 12 me voy pa' la after y todo se encendió. Nada que no me conoce. Tu gata se pone friki. Salgo a la calle si pa' prender la city. Bebé, yo sé que me veo Ricky. Ey, me dice hello pero yo no soy su kitty. Salimos a la disco con el flow de friquitona. Bebé, yo soy la gata más bonita de la zona. Tengo unos gatos que si yo lo ordenacionan. Ey, si no soporta baby, ¿por qué me menciona?
Shadaisha. Ay, ay, qué dolor de cabeza. Y es que ya me tomé unas cervezas. Trago más trago y me aloqué en la mesa. Dejé toda la casa como un rompecabezas. Me dijeron que me vieron con un toque y que casi
si les provoco todo un choque. No te compares, bebé, no te equivoques. Que no hay alguien a quien no provoque. En esta vida loca lo aguantaría cualquiera. Shots en la barra, fiesta hasta que me muera. Brindemos con copas, la noche comienza. El ritmo en el aire, olvidamos las penas.
Paul Lewin, baby. Tu güera like a fab. Real G. Hoy yo siento que el viento me dice que después de esto está la habitación. Yo me meto tomando tequila, ellos chilling, amigas sonriendo tú y yo. Y no entiendo por qué vamos lentos si la noche es corta y me siento fresh. Una party en un tiroteo, ¿cuál es el pedo? Mi amor, dale flex. Baby, lo siento, solo quiero dinero. No entiendes un juego. Yo soy tu mami, fuego. Mami, lista, toda una artista, culo de revista. Papi, no insistas. Eso. Me escucha llegar al party y pide 2 tragos más. Con mucha modestia o así dice, no te vi jamás. Me quité la capucha y casi salgo por parar, pero mi ducha exige una mami que no le tema al fire. Ella es sobrenatural, se ve que le gusta el peligro. Pregunta si esto es real y yo respondo es un milagro. Busca mi lado animal por más de una noche conmigo. Me ve como un criminal susurrando. Quiero testigos. ¿Qué te digo? Dejo a sus amigos porque me prefiere. Y yo nunca la denigro, sé tratar a las mujeres. Me baila perra al antiguo, sabe cómo dar placeres. Mientras descubre su ombligo y pide que haga los deberes. Que la encuero, la cuere, no importa que pase primero. Y que desde hace unos ayeres que quiere probar mi cuero. Ese culo me da poderes, tesoro en el cochinero. Ni siquiera sé quién eres y ya siento que te quiero. Te quiero. Una noche que dure hasta que el rap caduque. Si es que antes no muero. Te requiero, quiero. Que ponches de lo que consumes para que me apure a hacerte lo que quiero. Que te quiero. Una noche que dure hasta que duque el que atrás tuyo anda de ramero.